Dude, start the podcast.
Wow.
Recording, Gordon?
Recording, Gordon.
All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Freedom 35ers, Cardano NFT Podcast, episode 33, technically episode 34 for all the A1s since day one, aka our OGs. My name is Tommy. I go by TLWMY.
My name is TJ. I go by Lazy T.
And I am the other Tom. They call me Lavish Fair.
Yeah, but tonight here, stake it to the limit.
I stake in, I stake.
Yeah.
Getting staked up here.
You just gonna keep it running.
I did it before we recorded.
I was ready to get going. Stake it to the limit, dude. Now that song is gonna be in my head.
It's already been since I wrote that, just nonstop, just playing over and over again.
That's Rick Ross, the Push It to the Limit back in the day. God, it's a great song. Stake it to the limit. I like it. And then TJ, dude, you got creative finally on us this week. Instead of just being like a dot, a period, or just no name, you are Adanauts.
Adanauts.
That's his. Did you think of that on your own? Where'd you get that? That's actually really clever.
It came top of my head, top of the dome.
Adanauts. I like that. You should definitely rock that somewhere inside the chat. Maybe or change your name. Maybe change your name from Lazy T to Adanauts.
Come there, ambassador. Yeah, that'd be great.
That's a great. You could be a definite character in there for sure.
Right.
Part of the story. You got Adanauts. Just be like a dirty boy inside that Discord.
Oh my God. What's that guy in was it Little Nicky has like the red robe and he's just like in his room and he spins around. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
It's just like the dark room and he's in the window. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway. Welcome back again for another episode this week on the podcast. We are back on episode 33, technically, like I said, episode 34, which we are closely approaching episode 35 here on the podcast.
Holy hat.
Dude, it's our goal.
We need like the horn, sound.
Oh, please. That'd be great.
Tom, can you edit that in?
I'm sure the listeners would love that. Really loud, right?
Just wake them up.
And like peaking the whole time.
Our podcast drops in the morning on Fridays. If that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what will. So if you hear that and you just got blasted, then Tom actually edited it. If he didn't, then he forgot and life carried on.
Well, if they sat through the whole episode of my audio.
I forgot. They didn't remind me. That's where it's their fault still.
All right, fair enough. But yeah, we got our golden birthday episode coming up here towards the back end of the month. I think the 24th is when episode 35, technically episode 36. I think that's how we're going to run that, right?
Yeah.
Instead of the OG version. So I think, I don't know, keep an eye on that channel. We got some ideas for that. We'll see if they actually come true or not. But it should be fun. So we're looking forward to that. But we're a couple weeks away and TJ is going to be leaving us here shortly in the next couple weeks too, right? You got some life events happening.
Just for a week or two, nothing crazy.
He's abandoning the podcast on us for like his family or something,
We're gonna call it paternity leave.
There you go. That would be good, dude. So I know we got.
You get that clear with Gordon already?
Wait for paper to get back.
Yo, can we sub Gordon
ahead of time?
Yeah, I did it for a month in advance.
Okay. We could sub Gordon out. We could have Gordon. He's always recording. Yeah, so we got some things coming up here, and I know we might have some guests coming up here on the next couple of weeks and things like that. And I think we have somebody coming on for Monday's next live stream. So speaking of like last week's episode of guests and things like that, we had CardanoMan on and Clark Kent, which were coincidentally not the same person, like we all originally thought. So it was cool to see like the two of them. And then somebody who we said in live stream, CardanoMan looked like who? Somebody he looked like somebody.
Oh, the actor. It was the guy that plays Pablo Escobar in the Narco show.
Yeah, and somebody else said that too in the chat.
Someone said that in live stream. Like they said he looks like Pablo Escobar. Yeah, and I'm like, I can see where they're getting that from because I do think he looks like that actor. I don't remember the guy's name. It's something Mora or something.
Yeah,
but I definitely got that same impression.
That was fun, dude. It was cool to see the two of them and how they created an account together that under the name CardanoMan, and then everybody kind of got to know, I think, because I don't remember when he did his actual first appearance over there, but eventually everybody kind of like associated that with him. And then eventually, lo and behold, Clark Kent started to kind of show up. And then after listening to the two of them, we're like, look, it's not, there is two of us behind this. And like they were saying, Clark's the guy in Discord just grinding, like knows all the alpha and stuff like that.
Info. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then CardanoMan's kind of like the face, the persona of a lot of it. So it was cool.
I'm talking to like another kind of team,
exactly.
Not like projects. Like they don't do project working together where it's like clear, like dev kind of work or whatever. Whereas like similar to what we do, they're just more on the Twitter Spaces side.
For sure.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool to see the two of them and just learn, because they kind of got in, it sounded like just about the same time we did.
So which I was surprised. I felt like how they were talking and stuff back then, they were in the space for at least the beginning. Like when I say beginning, like space buds, right? So I really thought that's when they were in there, but no, around the same time we did, which was cool to see and hear.
Well, it just shows you like how quickly people can, like, you can grow inside the space and how much you can learn in a quick amount of time.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, we consider, I guess, I mean, we definitely were in the earlier days. That's for sure. And we've seen a lot, but, and not the earliest, but we've definitely been through a lot of different things inside this space. So it was cool to talk to somebody kind of in the same like thing, and like kind of had a similar situation when it comes to like the two of them being friends and things like that outside of this for a long time since they were kids. So it was dope to see their dynamic work with like our dynamic. It's just like a group of friends kind of hanging out, meeting for the first time.
It really was a good time. Yeah.
And like the similar struggles they've had too, that we've kind of gone through, like asking like, you guys had this happen yet? Even like after the stream was kind of over, and we were just kind of like sharing, I guess, you know, our stories are coming up and the things we've realized, like as we start to do this more and more.
Well, it was interesting too, because TJ, you jumped my question a little early last week on the Metaverse thing, but
I knew you didn't sleep that night after I did that, did you?
I was just, I was in my tabs. I'm sitting over there looking. I'm like, dude, that's like halfway down the road. What are we doing?
He was DMing me later on when I was editing. He was asking if there's any way I could like rearrange that in the video. I needed to be in order.
I know.
But dude, it was cool because it opened up the question for, like, obviously we talked about Cornucopias, and that was a huge topic. That's we dived into that also on the live stream earlier on Monday this week. But dude, how much those land sales like impacted the market this week, just for Cardano and CNFTs. It was crazy to see the volume kind of flood in, and when it felt like definitely a bear market, we've been kind of trudging through for the last few weeks. So they kind of ignited another spark, but it also had an effect on some of the blue chip and just other NFT projects in general.
Well, I noticed a couple of things, because I think even Cornucopias addressed one of the things I'm going to mention here is people were, which to be fair, I tried doing this as well. They minted one of the earlier tiers of the small, and then you try to flip to get back in on the bigger land sale the next day. And so people were actually selling below the mint price before they were actually minting. So I think Cornucopias, they recognized that. So then they changed the method of giving everyone their NFT after all the tiers or the time windows to mint were done, which I thought was a smart move on them.
Yeah,
I think that definitely did help the quote unquote floor for a lot of those lands that people were minting. Because to me, I was like, man, why am I going to spend? It puts that in their head too. Like, why am I going to spend the actual amount to mint this when I can just get this for this price? But at the same time, I have a chance of getting the rare, the mythic. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still that, that
pros
game.
And cons.
Exactly. Pros and cons to that. And another thing I saw too was that the market in general, no one was really buying really much of anything else because of that. So all the liquidation seemed to be going into Cornucopias, which I expected that.
Well, I kind of, like you said, it was good that they adjusted to it, but it was kind of interesting depending on what scale of the buyer that you were, right? If you were the person going to mint, you were taking the chance. So you needed the liquidity to get into that mint. But on top of needing the liquidity, the mints progressively got harder and harder to get into each and every day because the supply started to shrink. People started to understand the system too of how to like queue in and like what to do to really get in there. Because I was able to get a small and I was able to get a medium, but outside of that, dude, I got beat out on everything with like anything over like 20 seconds in the queue. I got murdered on. And so you were, those people were
20 seconds. That was slow shit too. Like compared to like, they were like 6
people were like
seconds.
5-6 seconds.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, the final tier it felt like a video game to me. I like referenced that. It was like, like the starter, like the smalls were like the, the easy levels. And then you got all the way up to like the copious, which is the final drop, where there's only like 240 of those, where they were all sold out in like under like 6 seconds or something crazy.
That's
which is impressive too, because the price of them, they were not necessarily, I'm going to say like cheap. So I'm surprised how fast they sold for at the price, which I know they have to sell at that price. I get it. You scale up because it's bigger plot, but I was just very impressed that was the fastest one to go.
240 of the smallest supply.
True.
But you also think about all the people money made on the way up. Like you were talking about, people did that, or people liquidated a bunch to be able to participate in that land sale itself. But like it was crazy to see, because the other side of that coin was if you weren't minting and banking on the rare drop to get you a lot of ADA, you were on the other side of like, I just want to be involved in the project. I'm gonna wait for the saber hands to shake out real quick, and I'm gonna get a nice low plot where I want it to scoop up, because even the uncommons and commons were like very close in price originally. And once they made that switch, like you said, they adjusted after the medium sale to the large, they held up the larges until all 4 tiers had minted and then sent them out all at the end. So that's when you started to see the floor kind of correct back to at least mint price. So anybody who took advantage of that, which we were talking about in the Discord from some of our guys, were saying that it was a good buying opportunity too.
Definitely a good investment opportunity, because you could have bought a small common for, I think it was like 150, 160 at the time. And then if you held it for those few days, you would have, it jumped to like 236, I think, at one point. So you would have made like 88 just from just doing the one. It's not a huge amount, but if you buy it in bulk, you could make a significant amount of ADA.
Yeah, profit, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Profit's profit.
So I wanted to talk real quick, because just the 24-hour volume and everything. Actually, I don't know if I can't see. Oh yeah. So we're down 50%. So interesting enough. So we were on the live stream on Monday, right? So Cornucopias is leading everything as a top project right now, even in the last 7 days, but they've done over 6.8 million ADA.
That's insane.
Within the last week of them minting, which has put them effectively, I think, up to like number 11 or something overall, like inside of CNFTs in general, just in these last few days. But the interesting thing, which I didn't notice this now, I just took a look at this today. So we're on a Wednesday. We're 2 days later after the live stream. When we were on the live stream, we were at 3.1 million in volume. And we're down to 1.8 million right now. So we took literally cut in half, and after the Cornucopia sale finalized. So just look how big of an impact this thing has had inside the market right here. Just because people were looking to mint that. And just so we have a floor price, TJ, like you said, it was dropped down to like, I think it was like, I remember seeing like in the 160s to maybe 170s at my low. It was the lowest ones that I saw. But now they've corrected back to the 216, because I want to say they minted for like, it was like 173 or 172 or something like that for the smalls back then.
Right.
And then if you go into this, they're number 11 overall inside of CNFTs in general. So that's craziness.
That is crazy. And how many, what was the total? It was just over 10K, the total amount of lamp lots?
No, they have 22,661.
22,000, that's what it is. 22,000, just over 20,000. That's what it's all right.
And they got a good spread too of 8,661 holders too out of those 22,000.
That's almost like a third of it. Huh? That's good.
Yeah, even less. Oh yeah, a little
more than that actually. Yeah. I didn't even see that they had a 53,000 all-time high sale. I did not see that.
So this was what I wanted. I wanted to pull this up real quick.
What? I didn't see that at all.
I didn't see
this. This had to be an epic copious. It had to be, right? Yeah. Mythic. Epic. Mythic. So we were talking about this. Remember, last week we were saying, dude, I wonder who is going to get one of those mythic copious, because I want to say there was maybe 6 of them.
I think there was only 6. I think you might. I'll double check you while you're talking.
I thought that I remember here. Maybe I was reading that. Maybe sometime it was something crazy like small like that though. And we're like, how many hundreds of thousands of ADA these people are going to eventually try to sell these things for? So that's on its way to getting up to that at some point. Somebody was willing to pay 53,000 to get one.
Damn, but
that's more than the overexposed, like their highest sale.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of it. Yeah. And this is banking on it. This has to be a diehard like Cornucopias fan or somebody who knows something like really crazy about how they're doing this. Yeah, right. That'd be funny as hell, dude. Look at that. That's crazy.
That's a huge buy, though. That's great for them too. That brings that nice attention to it and everything.
Oh yeah, congrats to the buyer and seller though. That's sick.
So that sold today at 421.
So it just sold. That's why I didn't fucking see it. Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, it's a good call. That's why we do the Monday live streams to kind of get a little pre-base, and then we come out and get the updated information on our Wednesday nights for our Friday drops. Makes sense.
421. Right? We know what TJ was doing then,
right?
So
yeah, you've seen like, oh my dude, another mythic sold.
I was just about to say, you see that one 39,000? You see that one right there?
Just 16 minutes. Damn.
Wow, that guy, the first guy, paid 53. Jeez, man.
So you're seeing it. You're seeing it probably first, but on Friday, if you listen to us, if we came out live, you'd be seeing us. You'd be hearing this, probably first. But
we're getting stoked. 16 minutes ago. That's 2 days ago.
2 days ago. So I'm curious to see where these will be at by that point. But that's pretty big for what we're seeing right now. I mean, that's
for sure.
The large are doing, the large are doing their thing. They're all kicking off.
Yeah, well, it was cool too. So I took the advice because I could not get in anymore. I was just too slow. So I stopped trying to go for the epic, and then obviously the copious, I just didn't have the 8. I didn't even want to attempt that. So I decided to go for the uncommons out there. I minted a common small and a common medium, and I sold both. And then I ended up buying a small, medium, and large uncommon. And then I bought my uncommon, my large one for like 550. when it was there, and I ended up selling it today actually for 800.
Oh, nice. A little profit there. That's sick.
There we go.
Yeah. And I still hold the other two, which I may sell out of for a little bit, but then I'm definitely going to buy back in.
I think the floor is going to correct. I'm not financial advice, but I think it's going to correct a little bit more as some attention gets pulled away because nothing's really minting or happening in the hype dies down. Exactly.
People are going to need ADA. People are going to want their ADA for other projects as they come out in the in-between.
Exactly.
This has more utility like and use to it. So they'll start selling them off.
Right. I mean, that happens at all projects.
Yeah.
It always happens.
It definitely, obviously, like the hype got built and you could literally see it shift in the market because of that hype. So again, when we get a retracement, a correction, whatever you want to call it. People are definitely going to take profits who minted a few of these or even took advantage of the flips at that time. Like if you were stacking even the smalls at that, you made some ADA. So it was cool to see, everybody kind of rally around this. And this to us, like we had talked about on Monday, this kind of feels like Cornucopias got cemented as like the metaverse play, like on Cardano right now. Kind of overtaking like that Pavia spot, which I know Pavia is a little different.
I feel like they're the most vocal in a good way. They give lots of teasers and information, and they're not ashamed of answer any questions that anyone might have. So I feel like they are being the most vocal. Like I said, they're going to
very transparent.
Exactly. That's a great word for it. They're very transparent. So they're going to take that. I won't say the number one spot, but they're definitely going to take the top spot for, as Metaverse goes in Cardano.
Oh, it's evident right now. So, and especially if you went to the area, I know land holders, they're going to get some airdrops, they're getting sort of like staking rewards and resources or something along those lines. Eventually be able to build like stuff in your own business, possibly, whatever. There's so many opportunities for what this is going to do in game. And it's important to note that there's not going to be another land sale until 2023. So this was the last chance to grab like an initial land sale for these zones 1 through 3, which I believe they're going to do. I think they have 9 more zones, they said.
I think you're right on that. Yeah.
At 8,000 plots or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So this was the biggest allocation of plots then?
No, I think they did 8,000. Oh, there's just slightly less than 24,000. So maybe, I don't know where that difference is. Maybe this isn't updated. I thought there was 8,000 of each
zone.
Yeah.
Oh, so per zone. Got
There's going to be 8,000 of them. Okay. Yeah, total. So they thought they said they had 9 more zones for a total of 72,000 more to add on to the 24, which would put you like at 96,000.
Which even then, like people seeing these sales of this first zones 1 through 3, it's going to bring even more hype and attention and make it that much even harder to get in on the drop.
Well, think
like
about
the Pavia ones. Like remember the first Pavia one, and then they had to get to tier 3. They were just instant selling out.
Yep.
Well, think about too, because like
already selling out in 5 seconds.
Here's an interesting one, right? Like Pavia and even Clays to an extent, like you did not know your plot, right? Eventually, like Pavia, you knew your plot like right away, and eventually could see the map, and then people could go and snipe and trade and do all kinds of things based on where you were on that map. Clays did it a little different, where they dropped you the size of your land, but you didn't know the plots of where you're at for a couple of weeks after, and then that's how that got allocated. These are even more different because they have the different rarity tiers all the way scaling up to copious, and then obviously the commons to the mythics. So you have different sizes and you have different rarities, and those different rarities are what's going to get you in the game first. And then you'll
pick your spot. Yeah.
Yes, you'll be able to pick spots, and I don't know obviously the details on how that's going to happen.
Like unless I misunderstood, and come in the chat and tell us we don't know anything on her, but it definitely happens. It almost reminds. What was that one, Tommy? You did something similar. Metadams. It wasn't Metadams.
Metadams did do that.
Where you got like you were trying to click them and then you just gave up like after 5 because they were just all saying sold out. Like it almost feels like the start of dodgeball when everyone runs out to the middle and grabs the ball. Yep. Like it's just kind of like a mad rush. I like how they're doing like a more tiered version, but it just really seems like there's so many variables on what that's going to be dependent on, where you're like going in and like you had that problem, Tommy, where you clicked one, went to buy it, it was sold out. I clicked the next one, went to buy it, it was sold out. And then you just did that 6 times and it was like,
well, even Rob in a space, I heard him he was basically saying even the people that have the copious mythic, yes, they have a chance to get the best spot, but would they even know where that is? But they have the chance to get the first ones, but not necessarily the best quote unquote spot.
Oh, I wonder if like the mythics, and maybe everybody has access to that information of like, okay, here's are your landmarks. Here's where the water and all that stuff is. You guys decide where you guys think is valuable, because then it gets that priority. So here's my thought to that though, is like, how could that get messy, or how could they keep that clean? Is think about the technology and the stuff that the tech they've invested in to do the minting service. What if they had something similar as far as a reserve system, where it automatically signs the transaction, where you selected it and you can click where you want to go, or you have like a set like time frame to be able to jump in like first, depending on like where you're at. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. All right.
Yeah.
So maybe they could do something and implement it. They're way ahead of us, and they're like, oh, these guys are just trying to touch the surface right now, scratching the surface of what we're actually having planned. So I trust that they got something in the works. There's no way that they really, it shows that they invested in that tech. They're like, that's a completely new minting service. And I really didn't, I know it sucked maybe for the time frames for everybody. They couldn't make some of the times, but as far as like reserving yourself in queue, like it was very responsive. Once you sign that transaction, it gave you an update within minutes, whether you were in or out. And then, so I thought that was very well done.
Well, I think you had a good debate with Tal on this. I think there's pros and cons to both, right? I think the time slot and the queues, it is technically a queue, yes, but it still is a race to get in that queue. So if you're not really tech savvy in a sense, and I know there might be some people that aren't, as I'm gonna say, just as tech savvy or great with the computer or whatever the case may be. So that might have been an issue for some people trying to get in the mint. So I understand that aspect of being a con, but for me personally, I'm pretty quick at getting on there. Right. So I kind of liked it. But on the other hand, I do understand why people want the lottery system, because then it's a stress-free mint. You're guaranteed to definitely get it if you got the lottery, and you can mint anytime you want throughout the day, whatever. So I think they might I don't know if they're going to change anything, but I'm just saying there's definitely pros and cons to the style of minting.
Right. They definitely cater to like the DGen in the early days of CNFTs, where you could just
that's what I said.
Just like, I'm just like rush. Like you got your password already freaking on the sticky note on the side. Yeah, that's it. Ready to go.
Yeah. So that's what I said. Like for me, I didn't care too much because I'm pretty, like I said, all of us here are pretty tech savvy to get there. But
I can imagine, like if you were like a parent or somebody, like, hey, my kid wants me to mint this thing for him, I'm going to go there and help them out, and then they just like get wrecked because like they have no clue on how to do that.
Tom, you got some technical issues. I can see you struggling with one.
I did struggle. I had used my Eternal wallet versus the Nami on this one, and my Eternal wallet double click, and that's why I was like at 20 seconds versus like the people who are like, so I don't know how you did 6-7. You must have the craziest internet connection, and just
I had 7 seconds. I had 7 seconds on the small. I had like 18 on the medium.
Oh, did you? Yeah. See, I had my.
What was a slower timeout? Eat some crackers in between. Between Chips Ahoy.
Too much popcorn. Yeah. Butterfingers.
Yeah. So that's good though. That we this is crazy that it shaked up the whole like kind of market the way that it did, and obviously this powerhouse of a project, it can obviously make waves, I guess, inside this space. And then I'm assuming as more people learn about this and they realize like, you can't buy any more land until next year. And if they really do start to execute with like the gameplay, the trailers, the alpha game, like anything that they do, this could really be a game changer for the, the price on these.
It also shows too that Cardano has at least 7 million ADA in the ecosystem that this few
people
days
are willing to like trade.
Yeah. To trade, exactly.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I'm happy for Cornucopias, and I know Rob, you did message us back on our last video because we've been asking like, we'd love to chat with you. So hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you here one of these days. And he did answer your question, Tom, about the assets, about them making their own in-house assets, because you were like, do they have like a bunch of these rendered like on some other stuff, or do they really make all their stuff?
What did he say?
Did, yeah. Hey, man, he's like, no, dude, we make everything in-house. It's built by us.
I'm not surprised, honestly. Like we said in the live streams, we were talking about like seeing how far along their kind of like game previews have been. Like, is this just kind of pre-rendered assets that are that you get when you purchase the licensing or use of Unreal Engine? Because I know like Unity and stuff has a lot of stuff built in for smaller indie developers where you can buy these packages for like houses and skies and tweak things to make them fit your game. But like we were saying in the live stream, they clearly have 3D artists and stuff with the javelins and all the work they've done already, that it would not surprise me that they do have teams working on this. So that's cool that he came in and said that. It's really, I like that about them so much. They're very active in the community. It's just big bonus.
Well, speaking on the game too, I think Tom, you and I can attest to this. Like, I think some people never really played a game that's still quote unquote in beta or fully finished yet. So when he says, or they say that it's going to take at least 10 years to make the AAA game, I think you and I because we play Escape from Tarkov and that game's still in beta, we can more so understand that, okay, we get that. That makes sense. It takes time to fully polish out the game, work out the kinks, make sure it works properly, this, that, and the other. Like sometimes some people in the space might not fully grasp that understanding of what goes into making the game. And they may play games, but I think you and I, playing Tarkov in a sense made it a little easier to understand that a game's fully not done until it's, fleshed out and polished and whatnot.
Well, it's also, different, like the size, like Tarkov, they've done all right. Or like, you see a game like Star Citizen, they've been in development for 11 years and still working on it, compared to like Call of Duty. It was like, oh, Call of Duty, they got a new one coming out every year. Like they must, that they can't be take that long. They got a new one coming out every single, so 2 years, because there's like a split team, but still, the amount, $80 million, $100 million they got going into those games, like those teams and stuff like that, is out of control.
Do you see this in the background? Like all the, like you said, the blades of grass to the big mountains and stuff like that.
Looks great.
So, I mean, it looks amazing even to see that gameplay footage, but this is, what he said to you, Tom. He goes, every asset is built in-house from each blade of grass to the huge cavernous mountains.
That's awesome to hear.
That is
I'm not surprised at that. And they definitely, it shows in some of the other work they do. So it's just cool to hear, reaffirm.
Well, and then it's crazy too that this is the amount of time they take to spend with the community and things like that. Because Rob is one of the CEOs for Cornucopias. And the fact that he's jumping over at our video just with 300 views on our 84 views, I appreciate like the amount of time these guys are like taking all the feedback and everything, right? Like they're going, really watching what everybody has to say and really taking that in. So it's cool to see that. It's very nice to see how involved they are with the community.
Absolutely.
So shout out to the gameplay. Game trailer looked great. I'm looking forward to seeing more from Cornucopias here. So shout out to those guys. And then speaking of this week of different things, guys, I know we talked about old money on the stream over here, and your boy has officially became an
MFer, dude. Damn. Yo, buy me a bill.
Dude, I'll buy you a backup bill one day when we hit Freedom 35.
Buy me some tits, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. By the time we hit Freedom 35, who knows if those backup bills will be worth that.
God, can you imagine?
Right? You gotta be careful promising that.
Dude,
is that why your name is
yes.
Tommy Motherfucker?
Yeah, that's why you can see me in the live stream right now. My name is MF or TONY. Because I'm officially an MF. I lost my I got my role changed. I was a green role in there, which I don't know if you guys are in the Discord over there. They gave us a green role because we're our role title over there is paparazzi.
Paparazzi, yeah.
So they got the little thing. So it's amazing. So I changed over to a blue for having the first MF thing. So, but this was interesting last night. Like this is where it was really fun because I remember on the live stream on Monday where I was trying to do like a live buy, and Tom, you were sending me like links in the chat because my thing wasn't opening, and we were like really just scrolling, and my buy button wouldn't work. So I was like, I just had like the feeling, I'm like, dude, I got to go buy one of these. I had a really good sale this past week for my Clay Nation, Bake Nation, flipped it for a very good amount of ADA and was like, okay, well, we got some things to buy. I think now is the time. And I jumped over into the Discord with these guys and it was just like, guys, I need help because I was on CNFT tools and I was looking at rarities, but then I was like, well, why is this one such a high rank, but it's selling for this price? And then the guys kind of started to explain it to me and they're like, no, you need to go check the MFer rank. That's where the real rank comes, and you can go check that either in the Discord by using like the command like to show what all that information is, or you can go to their website, the oldmoney.io, and then go to is it Zesserson House or is it
I think it's
Exerson? Is it Exerson? I don't know if it's Exerson or whatever it is. But it was one of those, and it basically loads everything up. It shows you the bill, but the MFer rank is different from like the CNFT.tools rank. And apparently the MFer rank gives you, I don't know if it's going to give you more of the MFer token that they're eventually coming out here, but you can kind of see, you search your bill and it tells you, loads everything up. By the way, their website is still one of the cleanest websites out there.
While that's loading, quick question. Have they shown us a preview or a sneak peek of what the token's going to look like? I'm expecting like a full-fledged quarter or something.
Ken, that guy said Ken, over from the press secretary over there did give a preview, and it was like I think it said like 1 octillion, or it was like around. It had like the roadmap on the back of it, with all the different little squiggles that said not going to make it, and then it had like I don't know if it was like one of Trixton's face, somebody's face on there.
We used it,
like,
I thought, for a thumbnail.
That was the back. Yeah.
It's like the back of it.
They do
on your t-shirt. I remember that.
I think, oh yeah, we did it on the thumbnail last week, the Cardano and them. He's got a little sneaky. That's a little Easter egg on there.
I do gotta say, Tommy, I love yours because they have the different bill types. Like some of them are crisp, brand new bills. Some are like real fucked up, and they're all like dirty and like they look like
blood and
the wrinkles on that look good.
Yeah, this one, this is my favorite one though. The one that's just like what do they actually call it? Degradation fold.
Fold 6, yeah.
I don't know my glasses on, so
yeah, it's fold 6. That's all.
Yeah, because some of them are just like some of them I like the art on them, but they're almost like a little bit too dark where it kind of like, and you can see that reflected a little bit in some of the pricing for some of them. And then I found the one I did find was like a crisp brand new one. And I do like how those look, but I just like this a little bit better.
Well, the amount of detail, like it really looks like someone just crumpled up a $1 or $2 bill and just threw it on the ground and picked it up and straightened it out.
$0.2 bill.
It's so good.
Oh yeah, they do. That's why Trixon, like shout out to Trixon for doing all the art over here. It does amazing job. And they're always just like little Easter eggs over here. But these guys, they told me, I was like, because I was looking to buy something for like an 850 range. And they're like, go check the rank. They were sending me a bunch of different things. And then somebody's like, well, if you're planning on spending a little more, somebody's like, damn, go look at the blue stamp. There's a blue stamp. You might as well go get the one with the Illuminati glasses. And then, after going back and forth, I had no idea that the stamps, the most basic ones always have the green. Like those are the normal stamps over here. But then there's a blue, like navy, pink, yellow is like a red. Like, so there's different ones. And I don't know what the extent of what these mean, but I did appreciate that this one, the blue stamp that I have, it does say the Department of Sex in the City. Right there. And that reminds me of that was it the Borat, the quote where he's like, so Sex in the City, or is that Bruno? One of those movies. We're like the Sex in the City goes.
Yeah, I think that was when he's like out with the camping guys and he's like, which one are you? Yeah.
Samantha. Yeah. I don't know why that reminded me of that. So I always read that in like the Department of the Sex in the City.
The Samantha line is from Forgetting Sarah Marshall's when he's trash at the bar. And he's just like, I'm Samantha. I have sex with everyone.
That's a completely different quote, but I think, I do remember that too. But anyway, so these guys, so I ended up buying, I guess, one of the bluer stamps. These things are like 400, maybe 50 of these out of the 7,000 and something NFTs. And then they tier up higher. I think yellow is the highest one. So I ended up grabbing a bill. It was really cool to be like welcomed in and like introduced. The community, like obviously had like huge support. For it was cool to see like everybody like, congrats, like welcome in, like everybody's posting their things to it. It was just really dope to see like everybody's support. And then this photo always gets me if you're over here for Cardano Thor when he did his live stream with these guys, like they immortalized him over there when he's discovering New York City.
That's funny.
Yeah, but they have fun. That's the big part about this community is they have fun, but at the same time they're super supportive. Like we were talking about the back of the bills the other night, how there's only 6 of those and they sold for like 20,000. The guy lost out on the auction, goes and buys one for 21,000 like right after it. So these are like, the back of the $0.2 bills. So these are super, very, very rare. Cool artwork on this stuff, but shout these guys out. Cause if anybody's like confused on where to start with this stuff, I guess if you're looking, go look for the $0.2 bills.
I feel like I literally need like a weekend to like actually study what's going on in here. I'm not trying to say that to be funny. Like I'm being dead serious. Like I do want to learn and know this, but I need a lot of time. I feel like to really understand the depth. I
still don't know what the fuck I'm doing. All I know is that I need check your MFR rank because you can see here the rarity rank of this thing internally here versus the statistical rank is different, and then the MFR rank is way higher. So it has to do with like a combination of all these different things. And from what I heard, like CNFT.tools is this can't track like certain like aspects of it like accurately as much as this. So if you ever want to know what the actual rank of where you're getting on this, go over to the oldmoney.io website, go to the Zesterson or Exerson House, one of those two. I don't know what the official pronunciation is that, but go here, type your build number in and you'll get your rank. And then you can do some cool shit. You can watch it get printed, which we talked about on stream here, which is still very cool. Every single one of these you can watch.
So good.
Yeah.
Like, they do like a very good job. Their presentation is like top notch. I wonder how the crinkle looks. They just knock it out like that. Yeah. So it looks dope. So shout out to Old Money and shout out to everybody, all the MFers out there. It's official. I definitely am looking to grab more. And this is a project that we had talked about of like you should definitely look into this. Not financial advice, but if you're like poised to, like, we were talking about Yummies, and Yummies were like at a 500 floor that jumped up to like 1,000 around there. This is one of those ones, I think, once they start to announce like the token and people understand like what the utilities, they can kind of wrap their head around what the hell is going on a little bit over there. Because it is just a bunch of organized chaos going on, a bunch of fuckery, as they call it. There's so many different people, so many different things. Remember we were talking about Bong Lemon, like all the different news anchors. There's different members of the cabinet like coming out.
That one's real there, yeah.
But dude, I told you guys there was Don Paul instead of Ron Paul. And they have like all these different, like just different people inside this community, and everybody plays into the role. I don't know where Don Paul went, but he's around here somewhere. But it was cool to see all the different people supporting this project, man. Shout out to these guys. I'm definitely looking to get into it more. It's just one of those ones where it's like, you got to really take some time to wrap your head around what they have going, but it's really cool when you start to understand it.
I just want to know, like, I know we had Press Secretary Anderson Cooper on here, but I want to know where to start. Like where to start from, and like what to look at.
The Discord. Yeah, I know they always tell you to go to the Discord.
I know, but like, what do I say? Hey, where do I start? Like,
well, they always tell you to go read, the designated news. And I forget the other one. There's another one inside of there. The designated news, and then there's something else. They tell you somewhere inside the Discord. They'll tell you just like, hey, MFers, where do I start? And they'll literally just be like, go here, MFer.
Well, it's one of those things too. Like I'll do that once I have the ADA for it. I don't want to waste their time. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be like, oh, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather do it when I have the ADA to actually go and get one.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And that was one thing they did say to me. I was like, well, where do I start? Like if I wanted to buy one, like what's your recommendation of what to buy? And they go, honestly, if it's your first bill, buy what you visually like. Just buy something that you like in there. That'll be your best bet. And then from there, you guys can start to kind of snipe some trades and MF rank and do all that stuff. But they were like, visually get something that you enjoy.
Well, that makes more sense then.
So, and it's just cool, man. They got so many different things. Like, do you like me? And it's like, check yes or no, like on there from like school. And
I love there's a couple of them. Like the one you have has the, go back. Do you have yours still open?
Yes.
It has the ADA symbol drawn in.
Yes.
See on the bottom right down there?
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Oh, what a sneak. I didn't even notice that.
Good it's like little ink blots and things like that. Some people have like little aliens. There's like aliens or like a little stick figure with like a little dick on it. Like,
well, I want them to remake all our money in real life.
Dude, it's funny. I love the little quotes over here because they always talk like reference like inflation and stuff like that. And like they have a little different things over here where it's like this note is legal tender and will buy fewer goods over time, like in reference to like inflation. Yeah. And even my bill over here, we have the best government that money can buy. Like they have all these different like sayings in reference to like inflation, and just like it is truly like a nod to old money. Like this
and that's why the CNFT tools can't keep up, because there's so many different little details that they just can't like calculate that rank correctly. You have to go on their website to like have them break down the rarity for you.
It's constantly wrecking and crashing their code in there.
Well, dude, shout out to Hudro though too, because like the two main like people over there that I remember when we first started off was Hudro Wilson and Richard Trixon. Those were the two. And Hudro, from what I understand, is like the developer, the mastermind behind that website and everything that's going on over there. And then you have Richard Trixon, who does all the artwork for it, which is just amazing. And then now we have a third candidate who entered the race of like, they have like, this campaign that's going on and nobody knows what the hell, if it's natural campaign, who to vote for, what are they voting for? And then now they have like all these new people starting to enter. And now you have Horny Sanders. He was the last one. And they have NFTs called campaign materials. And each one of these campaign materials is tied to one of the candidates. So like Hudro had the mug, Trixon had the headshot headbands. Horny had the Horny pimp kits where he defaced the bills and put the QR codes like we were talking about with the eye drops and things like that.
That's cool.
And then I don't know if there's more candidates that are going to start to enter the race, because we've already seen like news anchors and other people inside the community start to pop up. So I can only imagine that this may get crazier as time starts. And then Ken did mention, or Anderson Cooper always in character did mention something about the Zesserson or Exercin, one of the two. Like
you gotta pick one. You just gotta pick one.
Yeah, you gotta stick with it. Roll with it.
Yeah, I like Zesterson.
I
like
Zesterson. I say Zesterson.
It's like xylophone, Xerox. I think it's Zesterson. I mean, you gotta stick with it.
So it's definitely the wrong one, but that's the one we're gonna pick. I
yep. It's Zesterson. It's like our raison d'etre earlier in the week.
It's one like of those.
Ito's.
Who was roasting us in chat saying it's French, guys? Come on.
Oh my God, was that Wong?
I think it was.
I can't even pronounce his name, dude. What the fuck?
Is it Wong or is it Wong?
It was Wanch.
It is Wanch?
Wong, no, TJ's saying it wrong. Wong, Wanch. You want to please let us know.
Who said it wrong? What did I say?
Wong.
Tommy just said Wanch.
That's Wong.
All right, Wong, come in here and tell us we're right.
It's been a long day. All right, well, guys, shout out to Old Money. Shout out to the MFers. Sure. Thank you for welcoming me in.
Shout out to Wong.
Yeah, shout out to Wong. And just anybody who's looking at this shit, maybe take an eye on it soon before the token comes out. Not financial advice. I did a wink. If you were,
you told me Yummi was at 500. You just blinked. We talked about it. Then you told me Yummi was up to 1,000. So it sounds like we got a guarantee from Tommy. Old Money is going to double your money back.
I will guarantee that. I will not guarantee that.
No financial advice I took from Tommy the Daisuke's. I thought they were going to skyrocket a little bit that night. Stayed same floor.
TJ, these are what you got. Some fucking paper hands. You'll put some lettuce in these things and just wobble, bro. Just we'll hold on to those things.
I got it still. I didn't sell it back. I didn't get a refund.
TJ over here, he's just riding off his hype, dude. He's a Mallard order invitation holder. He's just living it up in there.
I'm not solo dolo anymore, though.
I know, bro. Right before we got on stream here, I couldn't take it anymore, and I did buy a invitation letter because I was getting way too frustrated.
Right,
it's about damn time, dude.
1,300 ADA or whatever the hell it was to get in. I bit the bullet, but I also made some good flips, like I said earlier in the week, so I was able to do that. But dude, TJ, I was getting jealous of all your updates. You're in there like telling us about all that stuff. You're winning like daily, what do they call it? Daily blessings.
Daily blessings, yeah.
Yeah, so they do certain giveaways to the invitation holders.
Daily giveaways, yep.
Yep. So there's only 500 of those things out right now. And from what we understand, you can mint, that gives you access to be able to mint 3 of the ducks whenever they do come out. And there's like 6,500 of them. So that'll be interesting. And then you can also win like additional, like if you become an initiate in there.
Yep.
Do you know how you do that yet, TJ? Has that been announced?
Yeah, you got to do the trials. Yeah.
Okay. Cause you said you get the additional, you get a 4th mint then.
Yeah, so I got to compete with like the other people trying to get that same role. It doesn't automatically I don't automatically just get the initiate role, but I honestly haven't done anything yet. But yeah, that's all you have to do, doing the trials.
But the next thing is like anybody who didn't get the invitation letter, because they have been doing like certain giveaways and certain things like to the tributes, like people are posting their tribute inside the Discord, and they have been giving people like the best tribute will get an invitation and things like that. So those number of those have kind of gone up a little bit. And then on top of that, the general, if you didn't get into the invitations, didn't win one, you can actually win an initiate role to be able to mint one on guarantee, or like basically a whitelist to mint on mint day, and it's by completing 2 of those 3 trials, right?
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, they just announce like what the first trial is going to be, something along those lines. I forget, what was the name of that one, man? I'm over here right now. I forget, because they also changed it. There was like there's different roles in there. They have like a stranger role and an outsider's role, because they ended up closing like off the Discord or something like that. But now everybody comes in as like now a stranger, from what I understand. What's
cool about this is the invitations that they just reached over 100,000 in volume. Now that may seem like a quote unquote small number, but this was a free NFT that was just given to the original 500 holders. People obviously sold and flipped them, but people wanted to be in so bad that it created 100,000 ADA worth of volume. I think that's just pretty insane for an invitation. That's crazy.
1,000 ADA's worth of volume, right?
That's crazy, right?
That's actually
awesome to see, though. It's really cool. I love it.
That's cool. I mean, these guys are doing something right. I'd say, like, obviously they've got hype built behind them. We talked about this part of like the marketing aspect of things like this, where people really just, it's like that degen in all of us, especially or the unknown, the chase, like you're going after the chase to get in. Like they did it to me. Like I couldn't wait anymore. I wanted to get in. I wanted to know what was going on the other side. And it's cool to create demand like that. And on top of that, Mallard already does have very clean artwork. And definitely, like we said originally, TJ, it was definitely like a TJ like profile pic type project. But at the same time, like I really do enjoy the artwork. It looks very well done. Oh, it's crisp.
Like little ducks.
Yeah, dude. I'm
I
mighty
like,
duck.
I like
these
some of
days.
the assets and stuff they're putting on.
Dude, duck, yeah, dude. Well, I'm in.
Cool.
Put me in.
Duck, yeah.
Is that iPhone talking to me? You on text
Oh,
speech right now?
it's so annoying.
What is it?
Rocks the iPhone. He writes
Text speech, yeah.
No, ducking what?
I'm so ducking mad right now. It's ducking stupid.
Quack.
Why don't you quack about it?
Huh?
What?
Quack me up, dude.
All right.
Now we're in duck fun. All right,
Oh no, I lost half my body.
For our visual listeners, you did. For our audio listeners, there's a pause there.
Dynamic backgrounds cutting TJ out.
Yeah. But shout out to Mallard too, because I love what they got going on as far as like the new approach that they're taking to get people like into the thing.
I'm kind of pissed you're in there, dude. I gotta fight you for giveaways. You're lucky.
I had to get in because TJ kept winning all this shit. I'm like, bro, I gotta go. Let me get in there.
I want my second one.
Let me test my luck a little bit. And then speaking for like marketing strategies too, because we were this past week, I always not forget, but because my MetaMask is locked the fuck up over in just limbo land and transactions. Yeah. And I cannot, like, I had to push like a bunch of gas fees to even get my, like, be able to put a transaction out in my MetaMask because Angel Baby Hit Squad, they did their airdrops this week for the Demon Baby Hit Squad token. Or it's not even Demon Baby, it's just Demon Hit Squad.
Hit Squad.
Yeah, they dropped the baby on that. And speaking of that, we got to hit up FET. We got to get in.
Get some information on that.
Yeah. So I'll have to reach out and see what he's up to after. I think they're all at a consensus this week on that big conference that's going on right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Demon Baby, if you owned an Angel Baby Hit Squad and you connected and did like the Lovelace connection where you've been getting the airdrops over there on your Cardano wallet, you did get airdropped a Demon Hit Squad token. It was 1-to-1 for the number of angels that you owned. And I'm sure there's probably some details that I haven't caught up on either. But that's interesting now that's in play because obviously it's a whitelist token to be able to mint that project. Did you guys? We all got one, right? TJ, you don't own the Angel Baby, right? But
I don't.
Okay, but Tom owns one of those. But TJ, you were looking at picking one up on the secondary.
I was, yes, the token. I mean, I still want to get an Angel Baby. It's just I haven't converted to ETH. It's just pure laziness. I know we could do it with Ada and FET's thing, but I wanted to do it the true way myself, do it the MetaMask and stuff. Because I mean, we have other friends that are on that network. So
TJ just never got around to it. And I don't blame it. It's been tough, dude. I get it. It's not tough. Don't get me wrong. We spent enough time in this space. It's just a matter of like one of those things where like, I got to do it, dude. One of these days.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these projects we talk about sometimes are not involved, like Mfer, going back to that. Like I want to get in there. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, but worst case scenario, if you do want to get in, haven't done the MetaMask part of that on the other side, or if you just want to stay on Cardano, then buy one of the Demon Baby or Demon. God, I'm gonna keep saying Demon Hit Squads.
Damn,
you're an OG. You've been there since the beginning.
Yep. They even got a little 3D token. It's like kind of like a flesh thing with like little horns sticking out and spins around. So interesting to see. Dude, the floor one on those just shot up like over 100 and something, and then it dropped back and like kind of corrected. What are they at right now? Like 70?
66. Yeah, I'm just looking. So I'm going to buy one of these tokens for sure. That I'm definitely buying.
It's not a bad play. Yeah. Because it doesn't, I mean, I have my Angel Baby. It seemed like it got, support from some core people on Cardano, but it didn't really kind of get that adoption similar to what you went through, TJ, where people are just like, I'm just, there's enough projects, it's not that like, I don't want it, but it's just, do I want to go through all that? Even, the whole sending of the ADA for the Ethereum transaction. So I'm hoping this one kind of picks it up a little bit more and gets people a little more interested with the token.
Yeah. And it looks cool. I like what they're doing. They're going for the 3D aspect of this, changing up the art style a little bit.
Don't they have some previews of the art style? I could have sworn they did.
They do. They just did a thing, which I don't know because I didn't claim it, but they had a claim with like bizarre stars or something, and I don't know where that is.
I was gonna say the Bizarre Star ones. That's what I was trying to tell you. Because our other buddy got one. Those actually look really sweet. I like them a lot.
Did he end up getting one?
Yeah, he did. They look really good.
We'll have to go. These are actually previews that looks like of the actual Demon Hit Squads themselves.
I can send you one here.
Yeah, Tom, you end up finding one of these. I haven't actually seen these yet. And dude, I need to catch back up, man. I've been so long. And it's been a long overdue to talk with FET.
You're gonna get back on here for sure.
Check that out. So I think, so these are like the 3D models.
Have you've seen Grandma's Boy, right? In the game they played, what was it? Demonic or something? Yeah. It reminds me of that guy in the game. Look, I like it. It looks cool.
Oh, for sure. That definitely looks like that. Actually, get you a good analogy, TJ.
I have them every now and then. Ooh, that was clean. I like that one.
So I think he's doing the artwork with Gus over here too. Who did an airdrop for the Angel Babies. So all the 3D.
Is that really that's doing the 3D other stuff? That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Ooh, I like that one a lot.
That's crazy looking. Some of this stuff. It's neat to see. Definitely, obviously, a different take from the Angel Babies. So obviously, he's got a new direction he wants to take these. Yeah, definitely not babies. These things I don't know what these are going to do. And then they also have this world. He's been buying. So Fed's big on obviously other chains and trying to grow and make this bigger than just being a Cardano project over here. But he did actually look at it. So on launch, Demon Hit Squad artwork would be start a monthly track of each collection royalties, and 10% of Angel royalties will go to buying and burning demons. And then 10% of demon royalties will go to buying and burning angels. It will continue as long as the community wants it to continue. So people are starting to, that's interesting. I didn't caught up on that.
So is that basically if people are selling these Demon Hit Squad, he's basically going to go to the secondary, buy them, and then just get rid of them. So it just decreases wow.
So maybe, like I said, I don't know. That's not maybe a floor burning mechanism, but I don't know. He's definitely he's creative with how he does stuff. And I know he spends time on other chains too, outside of this. So
well, it's definitely rewarding holders and the collectors of the project by doing that, in my opinion.
Right. So that's interesting right there. That's really cool. So it's a deflationary tactic to do that. In a way, it's something different, right? It's not something that's common practice. So interesting to see what FET has come up with that and how that interacts. But this is what we were actually preview this, I think maybe on the live stream a while back, TJ, one of the last two with when Feature Fest was going on. But Angel Baby Hit Squad's acquired a second NFT worlds for further metaverse integration with the ETH world, which these things, and I'm not even familiar with this at all, but they have 141,000 followers.
I was going to say, yeah.
And so they've got a lot going on, but he previewed. He goes, I guess, Angel Baby and Demon Hit Squad worlds on NFT worlds NFT. So they're creating their own worlds, and our collectors will earn world token for playing in the metaverse. Imagine earning for interacting with a community you already interact with.
Well, that's cool.
So that's very interesting. And this looks so. Yeah, you got the both sides right there. That's really interesting to see that. Right.
I mean, if you're a big Minecraft fan too, this very much resembles that look of it and feel of it to me. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
So Minecraft, that's all it is.
but it looks it could be something that people really be interested in the Minecraft aspect of it.
Well, you see a lot of the projects.
I love it.
You see a lot of the.
I remember you guys playing the shit out of that.
Like the Vox art or voxel art, and I know Vox Cats were a thing for was it Boss Cat?
Yeah,
we're looking to do something like that. And then even recently, which we'll talk about here in a little bit later, from Beyond Rockets, that has something similar to an art style like this, which is cool to see. So it's interesting. Obviously these NFTs will eventually be your tickets into these online worlds. And it's cool to see FET kind of setting that up. So I think I'm going to pick up a couple more of these at some point.
I think I'm going to do the same. I'm going to get maybe 2 or 3 of them.
He's been in the space long enough, not Cardano, just NFTs, between Ethereum and stuff like that. He's also just does this, 80 hours a week kind of deal. So he's always working on stuff. So he's, I think it's like you said, Tommy, it's not only that, I think you never want to just be in one place. I know we support Cardano the most, but he's always looking at that broader picture of, when there's dips somewhere, there may be places to play, on the other side of things.
Exactly.
So why limit yourself to just sit there and be like, oh, it's a bear market, I can't do anything right now. Nothing's selling. And he's just making moves all over the place. So it's cool that he continues to do that with his own project.
Yeah. He's hustling. If there's one thing I can say about it, whether, he is going to continue to grind and work his ass off to get it somewhere into a good spot for everybody who invested in him. So shout out to Fettuccini. It was cool. We got a chance to meet him back last year when we were at Art Basel. So hopefully we'll get a chance. And I talked to him here on the stream about Angel Baby Hit Squad when that was getting ready to. I don't even remember if it released yet at that point.
Even if it's not sent out, it'd be cool to get him on the live stream.
Yeah. So it was crazy how early we met him and how willing he's willing to do. He jumps on so much stuff. So we'll definitely reach out, FET, and get caught up on that. But it's been dope to see. And it's cool to see that this part is now moving right now for you. And that kind of, again, brings back like marketing strategies, which we were kind of tying this whole thing in over here, I guess is what we were trying to do. It's just like how marketing strategies have evolved over time. And Fett being somebody who started here in Cardano NFTs from the beginning, he was there to mint space buds at that time, and how he's seen the space evolve. And now you see these whitelist marketing tokens where they're like Mallard order, right? The invitation gets you into the, to the mint, and or if you interact enough, that gets you in. Whitelist tokens get dropped for Genesis collections, which we saw with Overexposed, and now even that the Raison did today. I still am terrible. I want us to make it sound like I know the first part.
You might be right.
I don't know, but you see new strategies develop in this space over time. It's not just like, hey, I'm going to go send it to the mint address at this time anymore. That's not a thing. Most of these things are becoming reservation systems or whitelist tokens or just some sort of lottery system.
Well, not only that though, too, like even like the Mad Monkeys Inc., they make you interact with them first as a project, and then they build a community around that interaction. So people already are drawn in just for that aspect. And I kind of like that marketing aspect of it. It makes it more of people still are going to flip, but it makes it more of you're creating more holders. I feel like that way, more people that are going to stay with the project long-term.
Right. And it disperses the holders too. So it's not just like, a few people holding the whole project. Right.
Right.
And so they can kind of dump on you if they wanted and really shake up the space if they needed to, like take even the Cornucopias where they had like 22,000 or 23,000 of those things. And then it's dispersed over like 8,800 people. So that was cool to see. But it's, I don't know, we're seeing a shift. That's for sure. Like the metaverse and token at this point are the buzzwords. I think a lot of people are getting sick, at least from what we've talked to, of the word metaverse. Everybody's just like, dude, I'll believe it when I see it kind of thing these days. Like, so you have to either put something up, and even the games, I'm building a game. It's like, all right, cool. When am I going to play it?
Yep.
And then even now the tokens, it's like, all right, well, what are these tokens going to do for me? Because other than just pump up the ecosystem that you guys are building, like, can I use it? Can I spend it for anything else? And that kind of transitions us over to another announcement, which we got a chance to see this week, was Yummi Universe.
I was gonna say, I feel like the only project that really is using, like, now I'm not in every project, so I don't know, but from what we cover, I would say they're probably the only project that actually has true utility so far with their token.
Right. I know everybody's
outside of their
talking Yummi, like
outside of their ecosystem.
We're Yummi. Clark can't call us Yummi
Maxis. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. It's not a bad project to be called a maxi with. So
I'll take it, dude. That's fine. I'll take it. But yeah, no. So Yummi Universe has been really when it comes to setting up utility for the coin prior to the actual game, the card packs and all that stuff come out. It is very interesting how they've kind of approached stuff and kind of cemented that token. With different partnerships and different platforms to be even projects to be able to mint with that token. It's very, these guys are hustling in their own right, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, they're always working.
Oh yeah.
So it's curious how this project has given utility to its actual coin versus, hey, this is going to be used for our game and this is going to be how you interact. They're like, no, like you're going to be able to use this for so many different things. Right now, which they had a huge surge. Let's pull that up over here.
Well, I'm just curious too, because they're a project, and now I'm curious. They've already had, 2 projects that use their token to mint, and I would say I'm just wondering if they're going to get reached out even more by new projects to get to use their token with the ADA. Just because, I mean, they're giving it, again, I keep saying this, more and more utility for it.
Right.
Well, so if they can do that and show that the projects too, that they can, it's worth their while. Like, hey, you can mint it now. It may not be worth a ton, but it's continually to go up. Like it's going to steady increase. So they're going to be like, oh, I can get in it early and make a little extra money too, hopefully. With a little bit faster, maybe of a rise than we'd see in like our ADA.
Well, even like the candlestick here, I'm just curious. I'm not saying that project did this, but I'm saying that one of the projects that just used their token to mint, that red big candlestick, could be them dumping or selling it and converting it to ADA. I mean, that could have happened.
Oh, definitely a lot of people took profits as this thing rode up from the top. Mm-hmm. This thing was hovering. Like, I love, just by the way, like we're on stream right now, you're watching. It does say bullish flying Naru pattern emerging, where they just drew in like a Naru off the candlestick on here. Which is amazing, right? But this thing was trending. I remember back at even down to like 0.005 Yummi per ADA, and it shot all the way up to 0.040. So it had an insane amount of money and growth and stuff that popped into it. And then obviously they had, it couldn't just keep flying.
Yeah, it's going to correct a little bit.
So it connected, and now it's turning into Naru right now. So you'll see that here, Cap, and we're gonna hit a little loop-de-loop, a little Naru, the horn. Who knows where it'll go? But no, they're having fun with it. So as of this recording over there, we're hovering right now around a 0.0264 ADA to Yummi ratio right now.
On stream or on recording guess, what do you guess the number will be once the staking is over the period? This first one.
The first staking period was 3 weeks. I know the 7 week date because we talked about that.
7. What do you think the number will be after the 7 weeks? Because I think probably most people did that one.
Right. So if anybody's ever playing catch up to Yummi or whatever happened, you can stake your 20,000 NFTs, the 10K Narus and the 10K seasonals, and you were able to stake those to earn this Yummi token. So when you staked them, you went to their website, their platform, you signed a smart contract, it pulled the NFT from your wallet and locked it up for a certain set number of time. And people had the option to choose 3 weeks, 5 weeks, or 7 weeks. And most people chose, I'd assume most people chose the 7 weeks because that was the most amount of Yummi that you would earn. And like TJ was just saying, what's going to happen when that 7 week period happens? Because everybody's going to get their NFTs back automatically from the smart contract plus the Yummi that they've earned. And if the price is even staying at where it's at, a lot of these people who hold a lot of Narus or even just a few definitely could make a lot of ADA off that. So that's going to be the first thing. Obviously people are going to take profits. I definitely know that that's going to happen. I could see that price being impacted obviously by that because people are going to sell. But the next thing is like how much liquidity is getting, because there is good farming pairs and things like that over on MinSwap and Sunday Swap. So, and that increases the total value locked, TVO, all that shit. I'm not too well versed in that, but as far as price goes, I mean, I don't know what the run up will be because once they do like announce that we did get an announcement, which we'll talk here in a second on the actual summer mint date. But I don't know if this is going to continue to shoot up in the way that it does, unless they continue to announce more partnerships and have new projects that can mint with this. And if it does, I can definitely see a price correction, but I don't think it'll dump it to a point where it just goes back down to like 0.010 or something.
No, I don't think it'll do that. I think if anything, I'll say my number guess. I think it might teeter between 0.017 to 0.024. So just that day. And I think then it'll go up again a little bit. And then obviously when the card packs come out, because I know the first card packs, I think I don't know if you can buy with Yummi or not, remember.
No, you have to buy with ADA.
The first one, right. And then next one is Yummi. Yeah. So I think once that happens, that's going to make it go up even more because it's giving more utility. Again, though, if other projects get in on this and you use the Yummi token, my guess could be completely wrong then too, because now people are buying Yummi to buy in a project or using their Yummi to get into the project. So, my guess could be wrong as well.
There's a lot of I definitely think the Yummi price will be more effective than the 10K price because even though everyone's getting theirs unstaked, they just got dumped on with a bunch of free Yummi that they're going to be able to then sell. I think they're going to just restake those Yummis and keep collecting it and keep turning that Yummi into more money as opposed to just selling and taking maybe a 500 ADA profit per Yummi or something, which is not nothing.
Right.
But it's like a one-time thing over maybe possibly getting continuous money sent to you every, 7 weeks.
I think this is where it clicks for a lot of people too. Why you saw the floor jump the way it did from that 500 up to 1,000 and retracing now back to high 800s, 900 floor.
Right.
It's because think about it, we used the term before money printer, but in reality, this is what the passive income that people like about NFTs is that you've invested in this NFT and now that you can stake it and lock it up, it earns you a token that you can convert into a ADA, which can be converted into actual fiat if you want to do that. And instead of selling, like you said, the quick flip, Tom, where hey, I bought this for 400 ADA, now I can sell it for 1,400 ADA, which is nice. I take 1,000 ADA profit, but over time, if I can make a lot more Yummi with that throughout the year and the Yummi's price continues to shoot up, I made that far outweighs the benefit of making the quick flip.
And I agree with both of you saying, because Tom, I think that the Naru price is going to go up even more once people see how much Yummi they truly made just from sticking it in another wallet, just earning them Yummi, and then how much the Yummi is worth. I think more and more people are going to realize that. And then we might see very few Narus on the market, which like Tommy said, it's a free quote unquote money printer. You're just getting all that Yummi token back to you every time you stake it. So I think even some people are still sleeping on it.
I still feel like the ones that aren't staked are either the few that are still for sale or
people
like
just forgot or did.
Dev project, like their team probably has some sitting in some wallets. Yeah. And then like ones that were lost to bought on Coinbase or some dumb shit like that. Or people lost their wallet ID or whatever.
But like you said, Tommy, 1,000 ate a profit. They could make that back throughout the year with the Yummi, no problem, just by holding their Naru and staking it.
And you have to keep your Yummi. You don't have to sell
That's
it.
So true. That's the same thing too.
It's very interesting. It makes a very crazy. It gives a little bit of like just I don't know, like strategy like involved in how you guys play with this. Like especially like, hey, am I going to stake my things for these next couple months, or do I plan on, if this thing moons, if I think it's going to moon, like maybe I don't want to stake it for as long because I want to be able to flip it or sell it. If the price really does take off, like it does add a little layer of complexity to it outside of just, hey, I'm going to stake this until this thing, I'm never going to sell it. Because eventually some people are going to be like, I can't ignore the price, and people are going to want to get in on this. And obviously people are going to continue to buy that demand. But it's interesting here on the website, we're on the Yummi's staking website, where 65% now, its number has went up from, I think we looked at it, it was like 58% last time over here and like 60 something. So 65% of the 10K Narus are staked. And then 5,900 or 59% of the seasonals are staked. So that's a very high percentage.
Which in retrospect, that floor for Yummi Narus or the original 10K, it's pretty, it's a fair price still, in my opinion. Like it's not a bad buying in point, not financial advice, because there's only 3,500 available to buy. And it's only sitting at just under 1,000 floor in comparison to some of the projects that have the 10,000, they're sitting at a 3,000 floor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, out of those 3,000 seasonals that you could buy, or the 2,500 OGs 3,500 OGs that you could buy, not all those are for sale, obviously.
Right.
And so the number has shrank even more. Since then, I don't have the exact amount that are up for sale right now in front of me. But it's definitely harder to get these right now. And then obviously the tokenomics is being distributed over time as well, which as this recorded, the drip drops claiming will have went live, which was on yesterday, June 9th. So you can go to drip drops if you're staking with the Yummi stake pool and actually grab a few Yummi coins from that. And they're even rewarding earlier holders too.
You hanging out with Shiny? What do you mean yesterday? Today's the 8th.
I'm using the pre-tense, past tense, and future
past. On a Friday from the past into the future.
I'm using future, past, present tense.
Roads.
What I want to know is if you're just looking to maximize the money you're trying to make on this, like you're just purely, I'm just trying to get my free shit and sell out of it as fast as possible at the peak. I wonder if you would do better or you would have done better on day starting. No. On day that everything opened, if you were one of the people that did a 3-week stake and got the Yummi and sold it at the highest it's been so far, or
good point,
as you could have, did another 3-week and then is going to try and sell again here. They may not have gotten as much Yummi coin overall, but as far as hitting those, like
the price point,
the hype, like the hype, and before the corrections, just getting those sales off when it was, as high as it could be. I'm just curious. I
like your take on Yummi.
Right? What is that from?
And I like Yummi.
Yes, thank you. Some role models.
That's amazing. Also, the big other catalyst event for Yummi, which we got on stream or right before the live stream we talked about, is the summer Narus. The final seasonals have a mint date over here. This will let me go. Is June 27th over here, which is I don't know what day that is. What is June 27th? I don't know. July 27th. Sorry, not June 27th. July 27th.
I want to say Saturday, but I was wrong last time.
It is a Wednesday.
It is wow. I was way off. Samsonite. I was way off.
So we have the final date now. So I didn't expect them to announce this early, to be honest with you. But it's cool to see that they already got that ready. So there's a target date for the final seasonal Narus, at least that we know of right now. So you have the spoopies, the that are fall, winter, Christmas ones that are winter, and then the spring ones that just came out. So this is the final one where you'll be able to burn the remainder of one of the 3 collections that are out in order to swap it for a summer Naru. And then the summer Narus are going to be in season during summer and earn you 4x rewards. So it'll be definitely worth it.
Get out of town. No way. Summer's going to be in during summer. You're crazy.
It's in season during summer.
And then what's next? Halloween or the fall ones are going to be in season
we're
right
in
after
Halloween
fall.
Season, dude. We're not. We're in spoopy season.
No way.
Yeah, way. And then after that, and then
spring.
And I'm making waffles. No,
that's in the morning.
That's cool though. They're getting them out, sneaking them in for the summer, just kind of like they did for the spring here, just giving you enough time to get them out and staked. And I'll be curious to see everyone. It'll be entertaining, actually, not curious. It'll be entertaining. See everyone in the Discord and on Twitter that didn't read any of the rules and are upset because they can't do their burns or still staked or something like that. I bet people are going to be going crazy over it.
It gives you a warning on the staking website that if you stake for a longer pass, it says, do you want to do this? Because you literally have to click it and it just exits out of it. And then you have to click it again and hit restate. And then,
they're going to hear some outlandish excuse. Like,
I thought I was signing the contract. Yeah, no, you just click.
I don't read that shit. I just clicking through.
It's human centipede.
It's like South Park where they don't read the terms. They don't read the terms and conditions. Yeah. Like, what? What do you mean? You signed up for this?
What do you mean you didn't read the terms and conditions on iTunes?
Right. David will appreciate that right there. No, so the July 27th is the final one, like we talked about. So June 6th, this was announced, and they said, starting from that date, do not stake your seasonal Naru for 7 weeks. So if you are planning to buy a seasonal and stake it, do not stake it for more than 7 weeks right now, or you will not be able to use it to burn if you plan on burning. So I hope personally for me, like that they open up the vote again, so that you don't have to have the 1-to-1 with the 10K. Like if I want to burn 10 seasonals, because I own 10 spoopies, you have to own currently, or the way it's been in the past, you had to own 10 10K Narus.
No, I don't want you to have that. Nope.
Well, I want to do that just
so
I'm
selfish. You're not getting that. Nope.
I'm not getting you that. That will balance to me.
I'm going the other way.
Listen, so hear about this though, because right now,
the other way.
Thank you. So
I don't have 10Ks.
I don't have 10Ks.
So the other thing though is that has limited the burn amounts for the last couple of seasons. Like there's been about roughly like 2,000 of each season, the winters and the springs that have been burnt to make that supply. So if you even assume that's true during this next one, you'd have 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, but then you'd have 4,000 for the spoopies. So those rewards would be off balance. So the spoopies would always be the least amount of earners for that Yummi coin. So I think if you open it up though, during to just a free for all for the burn, as long as you own a spoopy or any kind of seasonal, that would balance out that ratio a little bit better between the 4 different seasons.
All right. That's a good point. Still going the other way though.
So that way, if you do hold a spoopy, it still becomes kind of worth it. Otherwise, like, the way they're currently looking, if you look at the rewards they earn you on there, it's like hundreds of coins versus thousands for the others. So unless you own one of the legendaries or something like that. So I hope that it goes that route. And if they open up the Team Fire versus Team Rocket emoji choice again, I hope everybody chooses Team Fire this time around. If not, dude, it's just the Yummi holders that just want to keep increasing that stuff for themselves. Just let the burn, open the burn. But shout out to the Summers. I'm curious to see what the last of the legendaries look like for this too.
That one makes me want some ice cream, like something serious.
Yeah, that just is the most summer pick I've ever seen, dude. It's got a nice little ice cream. He's got the little sunglasses, shades, a little like rainbow shirt out there. He's just doing his thing.
Every time you guys say summer, I think of LFO Summer Girls. I don't know why. Every time you've been saying summer, the song just keeps popping in my head.
Right, tucked in shirts with the jeans with the belt on.
Dude, he's styling right now. It's a little nervous styling. I didn't even notice. I thought
rocking New Balances.
Yeah, I got the little belt buckle in. Dude, it looks really good. So, anybody looking to get into Yummi, best recommendation is if in case the burn, you have to have a 10K. Grab a 10K Naru, grab a seasonal spoopy, and then you can burn that seasonal spoopy to get this summer.
No. I need to get more. Don't tell them.
And then you can burn to earn. And I looked this up today, so I don't know if somebody asked this. When is the official date for summer over? How long can you stake? How long will it really be earning that? I looked, summer officially ends fall officially starts on September 22nd. So if this dropped on July 27th and you're able to start staking from that day, that gives you roughly about 2 months to earn 4x rewards on the summer.
Let's go.
A little bit of alpha. There's our Yummi alpha. We've talked about it. It's in the books. We always are going to probably talk about it just because we love Yummi.
So this isn't a topic on our notes here. I just thought of it. TJ? I know, I'm straying again. Sorry, Tommy.
Well, Tommy's going to be asking me to edit this whole segment out.
No, actually, Tom, you made me think of something or a question. What do all the NFTs, or where do all the NFTs go? Like, what if there's a way, and if they're open policy, like if the wallet was dormant, like you just had like there's like Yummies out there just chilling in someone's wallet because you know what, they minted it back in was September, October time, and they just let it sit there. They haven't done NFT since. Same thing for Clays and all these other projects, big projects that floors are rising now. I wonder if there would be a way to like, okay, this wallet has not had any activity in a year. Let's just rip that out and put it in the marketplace.
Oh, like
that
snag it back?
That would ruin the whole concept of
decentralized.
I know, but I know that has to be a scenario out there.
I mean,
they're just like dormant wallets chilling.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but
so I mean, that's like a dollar bill in the vending machine with like
okay, TJ, use that logic right now because I'm holding on to my ledger right now. Use that logic. What if the people who bought Bitcoin back when Bitcoin was first out and they completely lost their wallet or forgot about their shit? Can you imagine? Like, no, if you want your Bitcoin, you need to go claim it on this website. Otherwise, we're taking it from you. Can you imagine how pissed you would be if you didn't do that? Like if they just ripped that away from you?
That's true. All right. Yeah. So I'm saying there's some lost NFTs out there. I know there is. Rip to those. I know.
What else do we want to talk about now, TJ? How about something that you are well versed in is Adanauts. We did talk about this on a live stream.
Did we?
Yeah, we talked about it.
You going to Adanauts?
Yeah, Adanauts. What are you doing over there, dude? You got the name that this night. TJ's been sniping Adanauts.
I only sniped one more, but I've been sniping. I've been trying to snipe. I've been looking. I always miss it though.
He's a habitual sniper.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's even used right. I just habitual line stepper.
The floor dropped to 80, boys.
Did it? So people are sleeping on Adanauts other than, I don't know, because obviously the big reveal, it popped up. We talked about it, right? The reveal date prior to everything happening. The floor was like sitting around 250 ADA right before everything happened. Mm-hmm. And then, people were sniping it released on CNFT.tools first for everybody to be able to see it. And then the metadata started to get updated as they did that. And then obviously people were sniping off of CNFT.tools, which Bourbon, I know, said like that's how you kind of envisioned it from like ETH projects. That's kind of how it went. They did their thing. And then now, people, but with Cornucopias and all that stuff happening, I can imagine people were taking profits. And nowadays, though, I feel like there's great floor prices for people trying to get into it because they can snipe some good traits for not too expensive of a price.
That's what I've been trying to do. I always miss it. Like I just missed the monkey tail that just sold an hour ago because I'm doing this with you guys. $199.
Holy shit, bro. Those things were going for like 300, 400, 500 plus on the initial day. I almost bought one at that price too, which is a good reminder for a lot of people. Be patient over there. You don't always got to phone.
Don't always buy on the pump either. Don't ever do that.
It's a terrible decision to do. I mean, unless there's, 9 times out of 10 on projects there, there's going to be some that, never, that floor just takes off and then it's established is way higher than it originally is. And there's others that are going to be like very much correct. And you can find an entry point at a later date. That's for sure. So that's very important for people to remember, not to FOMO in because you can lose your bag quick. Think about it. If people FOMO in Adanauts to seeing the floor at 250 and they were like, yo, I'm going to go buy a bunch of these, they're all like 300 right now. And they did that and spent all their ADA. And now they're sitting here left like, damn, the floor is now at 80. I lost all my liquidity right now. I can't even sell these because I'll be taking a loss. That's definitely a topic that people probably should reiterate with stuff.
Yeah, but even for this project specifically, let's say you were whitelisted, you still made somewhat of a profit if you wanted to sell at 80, if you wanted to.
Right.
It's nothing crazy, but again, profit is profit if you wanted to sell it.
And again, don't buy in anything that you can't afford to lose because at the end of the day, this doesn't matter how cool a project looks or does. Like there's always that chance that could happen. So definitely make sure, and now all crypto, right? Like anybody who trades crypto is probably, their risk tolerance is a lot higher. than the average investor, just because of how volatile things can get over here, which we've seen. I saw an amazing tweet from somebody actually in the space. I don't remember who it was, but some guy was like, look, if I had staked and held on to my, he goes, diamond hands isn't always a thing. Sometimes you need to adjust with the market. He goes, if I would have held my ADA that I bought at $2 last year, I'd be down 68% right now. Yep. He goes, but because of NFTs, I'm up 8,100% on my portfolio.
I think I saw that same tweet. I think you're talking about.
Yeah. So NFTs created a unique opportunity in the space, to fight the bear market, because you are able to, take, for example, my clay thing that just sold, or any of the stuff that you guys have done, where I paid 150 ADA for it and I sold it for 3,500 ADA. That's an insane return. Even the Mars birds, if people bought those at 8 ADA and sold them at the top at like 50, 60 ADA, dude, you don't make those kind of returns in everyday investing.
No.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's always opportunity out there, and you can make money in this quote unquote bear market right now.
I think at the end of the day, regardless of what kind of holder or collector you want to call yourself, you truly are doing this to make money at some point in time. Let's call it what it is. You don't want to lose it.
You don't want to be sitting here like, oh, well,
that was fun for like
$45,000, but
exactly.
I love just keep buying into projects and losing money over. It's like I just pay like 500 ADA and I get to hang out with friends there.
Right. And there's a big debate about that too, inside of I saw it over in our space earlier, and I'm sure it's on other chains and stuff too, about what people don't appreciate the art yet. And it's like the money is just not there, and this demand, especially in our space, we are 10 times the volume less than even Solana right now. Mm-hmm. NFTs, we don't have that kind of volume over into the space where people can just buy art to appreciate it yet, especially digitally. People, the stigma around the NFTs right now is to buy the projects to make a lot of money.
I think on the other hand too, I think if people would offer a physical copy of an art project with the NFT, I think that might go a little bit of a longer way with some people or collectors, because you're actually getting the actual physical picture, regardless if you sell it or not, because you once were a holder of that art project. So you can get that NFT. Let's say you spend 150 ADA, but you also get a physical 8x10 picture of it or something, whatever the case may be. Right. It's really small, but I'm just saying a portrait of it. And then you can just sell the NFT. Now you still have that portrait of something you used to own, in a sense. I don't know. Just.
Right. It's weird that people feel guilty about making money, or that shame other people, oh, you idiot, you made money on that. And I think the biggest, the most negative one is that people have a feeling about is flippers, ones that drive floor prices down instantly during mint and sell for below. They don't like those. But any project Tommy, you're not holding on to your equine just because those guys on the team are just so cool and you have so much fun in their chat. It's nice when the communities are strong and you get to meet new people and share some jokes and some laughs and learn some things about other projects. Those are all great benefits that add more value to a project. But in the end, you're holding it because you see money to be made down the line as investment. You're not just holding it because you're oh, I love this. It's so cool, having it in my wallet. You didn't flip it right away because you believe in its future value. Yeah, exactly. So there wasn't that instant flip. And I think, to some degree, makes sense why you wouldn't maybe flippers, especially when they do they seem like they're 12 years old, how they sell things out. You just don't understand the market or what's going on sometimes. Not to say that I'm an expert or we're experts, but we have seen where it's just what are you doing? It just mint. It's not even sold out. It's halfway and you're selling for 8 ADA already. Why? Yeah. Just don't. In fact, you see people and they'll buy an NFT and then flip it for 7 ADA more. And it's you do know how the fees and royalties work, right? I just don't
take an L on that. Yeah.
Well, to combat that, I read this thing or a thread on Reddit about whales in different markets, VV, Ethereum and shit, that they'll do something like that. So they'll have a big bag of NFTs of a certain project and they'll purposely list it for let's say it's 80 right now, they'll drop it to 40, but list a few of them. People will start to panic sell.
Oh yeah.
And then they go and scoop the rest of those up. So now they just made their bag bigger.
We've talked about that on here before. Yeah. Before you could do it, before smart contracts, you could do that no problem and not have to even risk anything. You would just go list them for really low as shit, never actually complete the contract or send them on CNFT.io and just tank the floor down so you could buy up the floor on your own. Yep. Now they do it. They just pick the shittiest ones and kind of risk those. They'll sell those off so they can tank the floor, buy other ones to make profit down the line.
Yeah.
Sneaky whales, dude.
Those whales.
Look at you. I'm trying to become a whale, dude.
You're an overall like general NFT whale.
I'm a shark, dude. Somebody sent a thing inside of our Discord yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The link where you can look up.
Yeah, there was like an ADA cache. You could like kind of tell how much like ADA you have, and it would, based upon the number of holders and wallets and things like that, like volume, what you're considered up there. And I think I was in like the shark stat. If I was to liquidate all my NFTs, that'd be there. And that's just cool. And well, that's just think about that, right? If I would have take, the last year, whatever it was, if I've invested all my money over into crypto, like how much, if I would have just held it, right, I would have been down a lot. Like I wouldn't have, I really would have been down. I would have been probably stressing and I'd be like, damn, man, I was not, I'm holding for the long term at this point, or I can liquidate and just lose money. But these NFTs, if Tao Crypto says it's a lot too, he's like, if I wanted to liquidate my portfolio, I would be up so much compared to what I put in, because of all these NFT projects and how well, the ones that have done well have done. Even the ones that haven't done well, if you got in at the right entry points and flipped and did your thing, you made a lot of money. The returns on them have been crazy.
Exactly.
So there's
even for me personally, like if I sold everything right now, I still would have significantly more money than what I put into it originally.
Yeah.
I already took out my original investment, so
yeah.
It's all been play money now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I already liquidated once, so all my original investments out.
Yeah, and for me now, I found a lot of my investment stuff is just like dollar cost averaging. Like every pay period, I put a certain amount in, and get that to play around with, and then invest back in the bigger things like what I just did with some of the bigger buys. And hopefully, like I said, that plays out in the long term. And I feel like it does. But even if it didn't, like I'm not too worried about it, because I do have enough to offset a lot of the stuff, so these projects that you've invested in months and months ago that now have jumped up another 10x. So you're maybe up 10, 20, 30x on some of these projects in the long term. I mean, those make up for those little small L's every now and then easily. Yep. So I don't know. It's a cool, interesting way to look at these things, and why people are like, oh, why are you buying these things? It's like, there's a huge opportunity here. And this will, people, the general public will eventually understand and start to learn it. And that opportunity will go down, because like you said, there's now getting more to a point of demand where you can't even get into the mint anymore, because there's a lottery, a reservation, or something that's just kind of holding you up. So the opportunity is going to go away, where you can't just like, shit, an address dropped, I'm going to mint 10 of these before quick because my internet and my data list is up and synced. You don't have that opportunity. Can you imagine where Clay's is, where they drop an address and you mint on your Roy on your phone? Like there was a time when that was a thing. Yep. And nowadays, if you want a Clay mint, you need a lottery system to even get in. So it's crazy. The opportunity has shrank a lot, but it has paid off for the people who are here early.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, dude, that was a good little bit of advice for anybody. Usually we don't talk too much of that kind of stuff. This is why I like the podcast format for this kind of stuff, man. We can get away from doing deep dives on this stuff. And Tom, if anything,
what we're doing,
yeah, I just love Tom's name. I just read it again over here. Take it to the limit.
Yeah.
It's back into my head again.
Did you say that? Who'd you say that song was by?
What's his name? I got to chop it in the car.
That's not. I mean, it's from like.
It's a sample.
I was gonna say, it's in like Scarface, so it's definitely for Rick Ross.
But Rick Ross has a song, puts it to the limit.
I just think of
get copyright striked by Rick Ross.
Yeah. That's it. Done.
Done. What about some stuff like in June, dude? So we're on June 8th right now recording. We got a lot of stuff coming up, and just busy month in general, between like TJ and just guests and things that we're trying to line up. What are some of the things like, because there hasn't been much, to be honest with you, that I've really been looking forward to minting. As far as projects right now, other than like the land sale mints, I got in. Tom, I know you just recently had a mint this week that you jumped on, that we took a look over in a live stream, which was the Felt Society.
That was today. They were falling.
So you did that one, and then another one I know we were looking forward to. It's finally that, if you saw our live stream this past week, we did use the three heads for us from Joseph Miranda's. Joseph Miranda did give us a date finally, right? That's been a big one for the digital Lowlifes collection.
Yes, I'm so pumped for that.
So that's something I'm looking forward to. Yeah, right.
I've said this multiple times. If anyone has me, I'm just copy and pasting the picture. Just
copy and paste.
You're not paying for any ransoms.
I'll pay for it if it's a decent price, but no one's gonna hold me hostage. I'm just gonna copy and paste it. I don't give a shit.
I just literally had it up. Oh, she's like, no, that's mine.
That's mine. That's me. That's not only is it mine, but it's me. It's mine. That's mine now.
I'm just curious to see the traits we get.
Oh,
right. Like is there going to be one cooler than the one that he made for me already? Like, what's he going to change up? Like, how in depth, you know what I mean? Is there going to be somewhere I'm going to have like colored shades,
laser eyes?
Yeah, exactly. Like, just how, and like, how's he choosing rarities? Like, yeah, exactly. Like those kind of really crazy ones. Like, who's he picking to get the laser eyes? Stuff like that.
Or a third eye on my forehead or something.
Can I get a propeller beanie?
Ooh, there you go. I want one of those too.
Maybe he's listened to fan feedback on that. Joseph Miranda, though, this is for anybody who doesn't know, if you're watching our actual video on YouTube and you're not listening, you can see the visual of the three faces we use for the F35 Live, because we did
such a good thumbnail.
It came out really well. Tom did a good job on setting us up. And we had some good, just input, and it was cool to design this. But it was cool to utilize this though too, because all three of us were able to get into the raffle to get in and actually get drawn into the digital Lowlifes project from Joseph Miranda. So if you see people with these like cartoony, faces with these metal and different objects and different things on there, there's I don't know how many 2,000
sci-fi augmentations, yeah.
There's, I want to say, what is there? 5,000 total NFTs, digital and Lowlifes that are dropping on June 25th this month. So out of those 5,000, I believe that there was 5,000 actual, or 5 different variations of each person. So I think he had 1,000 total people drawn in.
That makes sense.
That's crazy.
So he had 1,000 people. So if you're one of the thousands, you had to originally own like a We the People NFT of his, and then you could enter the raffle. And in the raffle, he would usually do like 20 people at a time. And TJ was the first one. He got his one and done back in the day.
One and done, baby. First one, I'm out.
And I was jealous. So it took me I don't know, maybe like a month later, something like that. And I was able to get drawn in. And then Tom just sneaks in out of the blue, like towards the back end, and gets his in as well.
He was pretty quick with her too, though. I think it took 2 tries.
Just one.
Oh, was the last one though?
No, it's the one before.
Okay, okay.
It was one before.
But you only entered one time though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so one and done.
You both had one and done. Me
one
took
and done,
a few
baby.
weeks. Oh, that's dope though. So you can see obviously these, and then if we
do you feel foolish not having your glasses on, TJ?
It's funny you say that.
You could have.
I feel foolish not having something on. I'll tell you that. I didn't think more. I mean, Tommy had more time to think about it. Thank you. But off stream, he was a little pissed about it. He was complaining, "Fuck, gonna win again." Shit.
I'm so mad, TJ, when you first got that. Dude. So mad about that. But yeah, so this could be interesting to see, because this is just a unique project. Like, first off, getting drawn your own.
Look at those. Look at those goggle eyes. Look at those.
Yeah, he's got some cool shit. Like, there's gonna be crazy looking traits. TJ, if I get like this popsicle in my mouth, I don't want that one.
I assume that was in that person's original picture.
Right. I'm just saying, if I get like the popsicle in the mouth,
please put a popsicle in his mouth.
So I want the Iron Man helmet right here. Do you give me something like that?
That'd be fucking dope.
That'd be dope.
You could have just sent him a picture of you in an Iron Man helmet.
You could have done that.
I am Iron Man, dude. As you know about Justice League.
What boy?
That's forever preserved. No, so these, you'll have 5 different traits. It's gonna be interesting though, because like the community, like the people who are more prominent, maybe like in the community, as far as like figures or just anybody in there, it'll be interesting, because I'm assuming like the demand for those will be more popular than just some of the other people, unless they have really cool looking traits. I'm just off of first guess. So it'll be interesting to see, like you said, if we don't get our NFTs, if we mint a few of these and don't get it, like how that secondary market will work. Because are they going to like extort some of the people who are more like prominent in the community versus others who may not be?
I don't give a shit. I'm copying and pasting that shit. I don't care.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely I'm taking your profile pic, right click.
Yeah.
Say, or you're going to get people. It's like the ADA handles, right? Like people are going to reach out and be like, "Yo, I got your thing. I'll give it to you for a price." It's like, motherfucker.
Nah, I'm good.
Hey, bro, guess what? Right click, save.
And if they want to argue and say it's mine, I'm like, I don't care. It's me. So
guess what?
Thank you.
I own my image now.
If you DM me trying to sell me one of my own, I'm going to send you back like 50 selfies. And it's like, I can do that myself, man.
I'm going to send you back a dog.
I'd much rather have ones that I find that look cool or like have awesome traits on it, or some of the other creators, and spend a lot on myself.
Well, there's also
I don't want to look at my own face all day. I'd rather get there's plenty of other cool ones. I'm sure they're going to be out there that I'd rather, be able to mint.
Well, it begs the question or topic of like, is there going to be like a trading channel? Like, okay, I got you, you know what I'm saying? Definitely. All right.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be people like, hey, dude, I got you. Yeah, I got you. All right, let's set it up. Go to Trading 10 or one of those things.
Obviously, it's somebody in the community. Like I'm holding someone's picture in the community. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's a random NFT at this point. It's actually somebody.
Well, this is what it reminds. Like this is unique in a sense for this project is because he did this. And you're forever immortalized into this project for Digital OS. And I know that because like Rokindo's involved with this as well. And I know they are dropping their own token. They have like a rep token out there for this project, which we haven't gotten into all the deep dives. So maybe we'll do that on stream one of these F35 lives before this goes live. Live, guy, can you say live? F35 live is live. But no, before we actually go on, we'll take a look into that more. But yeah, there's going to be interesting aspects to this other than just being like a profile pic. So it'll be interesting to see, like you said, how the different things emerge.
Well, I'm curious to see how the secondary is going to look as well. Cause it's like, I'm not really trying to make money off myself, but I'm curious, like, I'm not going to make myself cheap.
Pimp yourself out, dude.
I'm not making myself cheap to sell.
TJ Paper handed himself.
Maybe rarity. Yeah. So be kind of
saying. I'm just curious.
Not selling myself at the floor.
Right.
I know if I get either of you two, I'm sending to the Yummi burn wall.
Yo, you're a piece of shit.
What I haven't read the full white paper.
I just want them to see that. Like David, just like, who's been sending us NFTs? Is it the Freedom 35 guy?
Yeah. Why has he got a picture of him right now? No, interesting enough too. What if eventually, I don't know if I haven't read the white paper, but what if you can upgrade some of the eventually like over time?
That'd be great.
Yeah, the different attributes for the different faces. That'd be cool to do. That'd be eventually just give me a base model like that, and we'll be good to go. But yeah, this is definitely an interesting one where like the take on the marketing, he did a unique thing inside of space. And it was just cool because a lot of people use those photos themselves. So now that you're able to mint those as NFTs and how this will get integrated with the traits, I'm definitely curious to see what this does. This is a different project for sure.
But if it doesn't, what if you don't sell out? What if you're, let's say, all right, I hope they do great. Let's say they sell 4,000 or something.
Yeah.
Let's say they sell.
Oh yeah, what if you're getting burned?
What if they sell 4,995 and just the craziest odds ever, and yours are the last 5? Like your 5 versions just don't sell. Like they never get minted.
Well, okay. So curious over here I didn't scroll this down because I was interested in like we were talking about the trading channel, right? Well, he actually did announce a partnership with Trading 10 over here.
Ooh.
So that it makes perfect sense, right? Like, why would you not? Trading 10 has announced a new series of partnerships, Chill Kongs, Jack Fricks, and the Art of Joseph over here. So those are, big people to be surrounded with, right? Like, especially.
That's sick.
So with Art of Joseph being introduced into this, it makes perfect sense, right? Like you got the pictures, people are going on trade. If they do have their rep token, and you're able to use the rep token to interact with the fees and stuff like that with Trading 10, that's another utility for that as well. So speculating a little bit, but would make sense.
We'll see. Maybe just called it.
I would trade myself for a chilled calm. I don't know why I'd do that.
So, and then here, if this doesn't get you hype over here, Trading 10 tweets, just saw a private screening of the Art of Joseph's digital Lowlifes, and I can say it is insane. So
damn, on May 22nd, I'm gonna get a private screening.
Yeah, and then even Greek Freak over from Bizarre Stars, who OG, an early one who's like helped, I know, Fett get into the game early on, had the honor of seeing a sneak peek of the Art of Joseph's new upcoming set, and I as well fully agree. It's super dope and next level. Thank you, Raccoon, for the invite.
Damn, this is gonna be wild because I'm very curious what the floor is gonna be for all these people. Like,
I can imagine even Cardano Thor. Like Thor is probably one of the most popular ones over there because he's been using that as his profile pic for a long time. The Art of Joseph, I can't imagine. And then what about Joseph himself? Like, is he, his profile?
He's probably the number one, right?
Yeah. Can you mint one of his alternatives? Because
that would be pretty cool,
right? Like, there's so much that you could do with this. I don't know, man. This is one of the ones where I'm just like, I'm excited because
I was just thinking I want a bubble gum too. Give me one of those.
Oh man, I'm curious what our traits are going to be because I'm like, obviously I'm going to try to get, God, I don't want to say that at all because people are going to try to extort. It's like, dude, I want to grab like a couple of mine. And everybody's like, no, it's going to cost you. I'll buy it for 35 ADA from you guys.
I'll give you guys a ADA for it. That's the highest I'm going.
That's when offers become a thing. What if when JPG store goes live with offers and the people have like you up there and just go throw a little like 8 ADA offer on myself?
I will 100%.
Oh man. Shout out to Digital List. So this is a project that I'm looking forward to, and I'm sure obviously we're all looking forward to it. How about another one that just got announced, which is the big OG inside of space, and they actually changed this the profile pic from the actual space bud with holding a little anchor is Beyond Rockets from Beyond Rockets City. We saw this is the OG project back in the day.
I always freaking miss their mints.
I'm glad you opened this finally, Tommy. You had another tab open with them, but it just has like the beginning of Beyond. I kept thinking it was like, does Beyonce have a project coming out?
Beyond.
It only had the BEYON and then like it was just like faded off.
Yeah. Well, Beyond Rockets is an OG inside of space, and they always had the different rooms, right? And that had different rarities for different floors. I remember those back in the day. Those things would go crazy.
You got some really good ones too, Tommy. Yeah, some sneaks.
He's now done a voxel, like we were talking the voxel art, and it fits perfectly within the universe for Beyond Rockets for everything that they're doing. So it's just crazy because you can do this little trailer right here, which hopefully doesn't play the audio, so you can see the different cams for the different room types.
Wow, dude.
No, bro. I was like, oh, you scamming me. But you can see now some of the different previews for these different citizens. So the Beyond Citizens Mint is coming out in June, 10,000 of them, 300 plus traits and 8 DNAs as I'm reading this on screen. Thank you for that.
I was just thinking that.
Well, I'm reading for our
audio listener. That's right. There you
go. So 6/22, which we don't know the exact date, but this is another project that I've been I love the rooms, man. I've been to the couple. I was going to say the rooms are dope, and I love how I'm assuming obviously if we're dating the characters, the actual and the avatars, we're going to be able to use these avatars in that world to bring those rooms alive.
Do they have a partnership with one of the metaverses, or are they?
I don't know if he does. I know they have obviously their own metaverse and their own land.
That's right. Never mind. They had their own. I forgot.
And the fun fact, which we talked about a bunch, and we use it on the live stream all the time, is the Beyond Rocket City, the album, the Decentraperk album, which we use to run live streams for us, like in the background music.
That was like Tommy's most played Spotify in 2021.
Yeah. Well, fun fact for that too is like shout out to David King. He remember we did a space a long time ago, and he's like, if you've listened to more than me, I'll send you something. And I showed him, and he actually sent me a Beyond Rockets like Somerville room, or like actually it's not even a room. That one's like a building.
That's like the I thought that was like the beach villa one kind of thing. Right?
This one's it kind of looks like that, yeah, for sure. Something along those lines.
You got some really rare rooms too, Tom. More like the director's room and stuff like that with the camera.
I did. I flipped that back. I flipped that back in the day, but see some of these on the cam right here, like the actual buildings versus the room. So some of these, I got something that looks similar to like this right here, like the day version of that.
Yeah, see that guy on Spotify? They had one that looks like a building.
Yes, it looks like an actual apartment versus like the actual room version.
Yeah.
But yes, I did flip the director one back in the day for like a solid like 800-900 ADA, which was one of the early days, and that's where it was fun. But yeah, 10,000 of these things are coming to life in the month of June. They have 8 different DNAs, which is interesting. Different. Do you always catch myself on the recordings back, like saying some dumbass shit? Of like this.
I mean, it's bound to happen. You do the most talking.
And the Freedom 35 Live is
F35 Live.
F35 Live, yeah. That one is definitely mix you up your tongue for sure.
There's no getting out of it, right? But yeah, these look clean. I love the artwork for this stuff, and I just know that this guy, this team and what he's built has been high quality in the past, and I can only imagine they have taken all the time now to finally release this. It should be fun to see.
Another project too has been around since like the beginning. They've withheld and stood the test so far. And you got OGs that are backing us up. You got Faha retweeting it, so I guarantee this will definitely be sold out. I'm not worried about that. I don't think. It'll just be curious to see who gets what and how the actual allocation of this is. So I may pick up another room. Yeah, that's Tom. I think this is what I have. Something like this.
You still hold on to it then?
Yes, yeah, I kept it. Yeah, I would never sell. I mean, it's a gift from David. I didn't want to sell it.
That's true.
Thanks for the free data, dummy.
Yeah. David's like, you motherfuckers. Yeah, this is a director room over here. One of the ones. They're all animated too, so you'd see different things pop up in those rooms. So it's cool to see how those eventually will. This is like one of the first ones too that I saw, the pool.pm room back in the day.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that one.
Yeah, they did a good job. So shout out to Beyond Rockets. I'm curious, so introducing the Beyond list, whitelist, 500 spots only, opportunities very soon. So we are providing holders with early access and lower minting price for our Beyond Citizens collection. So if you want to get involved with this, go pick up a room.
So you have a house then?
Yeah, I have a house.
Damn, that floor is 500.
Yeah. Well, now it probably shot back up a little bit too, right?
Well, I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but holy hat.
Yeah. So interesting enough. But anyway, yeah, this is another project we're looking forward to this month. And shout out to Beyond Rockets OG inside the space.
When was that going to be, Tommy? It's like towards the end of the month though, right?
It doesn't say exactly. I'd assume probably towards the back end of the month. So we got Joseph Miranda. We said June 25th. Beyond Rockets sometime in the month of June. And then another projects that we wanted to just kind of quick mention, and maybe we'll probably dive into these a lot deeper on the live streams and other channels for sure. Had to shout out two friends of ours inside the CNFT content creator space. First one is Cardano Ecosystem News, aka Timmy. The blue cat, if you haven't seen it, anything.
Yeah.
Yep. And Timmy is actually now has his own project. He's been working on it, I think he said since January. And it all started from he does like the 3D like animation like videos, where he started with the 2D version of like Timmy, and then Timmy went into like 3D mode. Let me see if I can pull.
I like these raccoons, honestly.
Yeah. So he has a project coming out called Raccoon Syndicate. And it's with him, and I want to say the artist is Kiyama. I double check that inside the Discord. Kiyama. Sorry, there you go. All I need to do is read. Yes. So this started out over here with him contacting Kiyama to set up the 3D version of Timmy onto the channel, and that's how they got connected. And then from there, eventually
it's like his VTuber model.
Yes, for his VTuber model.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I could pull, or I'll pull it over there for Timmy as I'll load this up. Dude,
those look really good. I mean, if you click on those, they look a little bit more detailed than some of the other 3D projects that are currently out right now, as far as the texturing on the shirt and even the tumbleweed. Yeah. I mean, it looks really, really well done. It's a little more advanced than what we're used to seeing as far as a 3D project, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Look at Where's and Tell Crypto there again.
Look at the smoke. Look at the smoke right there. That's quality.
Yeah, they did a great job. She did a great job on this. And let me see if I can pull this over. This is what I was trying to do right here. Open Timmy up on another thing. We'll let him load. But it was interesting to see. So he's got a project launching. I think I don't know when. I don't know if he announced the date over there or not. I think he mentioned something to me, but I'm not going to say it in case that he hasn't announced that yet. But they're setting up some whitelist stuff over there.
Tommy.
Yeah, teasing Tommy.
Teasing Tommy. Mfer.
I'm a teamer. I'm a teaser. Teaser.
Yeah, I like those because I actually like raccoons. I think they're cool. You can have them as like pets. They're really smart.
Yeah.
They like pretty much have thumbs. They can like run around and grab stuff. Like
stop. Yeah. My wife wants a freaking raccoon as a pet, dude. I'm like, no, absolutely.
Wow, they look awesome. They're smart as hell too.
All right. Well, here's 3D Timmy. So this is what the artist originally he contacted her to make. So if you can kind of see the similarity, so there's the 3D version of his Timmy character, the cat, and then if you look at the raccoons, I mean, yeah, you can kind of put two and two together. So Kiyama is very talented, and from what I understand, they're doing a 50-50 split on this. So it's half Timmy and half her. And the way he's setting it up is like it's a hold to earn type game. So we can get into that a little bit more. I think we're trying to work something out with Timmy to get him either onto the show before TJ gets out of here, or even before that, we jump over on his channel. So I know we're working on that, but it's definitely interesting because, now somebody being in the content creator space who's seen a lot and been through a lot has now had their own project come out. And it's cool to see, already 2,600 followers. So shout out to Timmy for getting this set up over here. It's definitely going to be interesting. And it's kind of different from people who have been in the space for a while. You run one of two routes, right? Of people that in the space that are content creators that just put a project out and just try to make some money, and people call them out for it. And, it either flops or doesn't do very good. Or you have people who have been in a space that actually want to put something together that is worth something and meaningful to others and can do it right. So Timmy's definitely one that I keep an eye on for what he's trying to do here with this Raccoon Syndicate.
Absolutely.
As far as the hold to earn. And the other one we wanted to talk about over here is from Block is Hot. Obviously, if you've been in the CNFT space and you look to get alpha, to get buying and selling information, most likely you've heard of Block, over there. And he's been killing, he's been crushing the YouTube game. His analytics is very well put together, and gives you just nice, clean information. But he's been working on a project now for a while, and he has now this Block investment group, the BIG, or Big as they call it, with the first project coming from it called Jellycubes.
I like the name. It's a good name.
So, and if you're keeping on to the podcast right now, bearing any setbacks, you will see F35 live with us on Monday. And Block's going to join us to sit down.
There he goes again, teasing Tommy.
Hey, if you listen to the podcast, you get the alpha over here. So yeah, Block, he's been doing very well. And I believe he's with his sister that did this project over here for Jellycubes, where these things will, like I was saying, like they absorb certain traits and different things like inside of them. You can see like different stuff. And I don't know how that actually applies to like the utility version of this stuff. And I know you're going to have access to be able to get inside of the Big or the Block investment group channel, where this alpha group, basically he kind of breaks down a lot of his plays. He's very good about like buying and selling and doing different things. He does not just like hold on because of a project. He does in certain aspects, but he was not afraid to sell a Clay or something, or an Ape Society or one of those big projects to make his money, get back in at a later time. So he's very efficient, I'd say. From everything that I've seen from Block. So shout out to him. And so I think as far as utility goes, I think he can offer probably quite a bit. And, he's probably thought about it quite a lot from what I've seen. So I don't know, have you guys seen this yet? Or is this first time kind of looking at this?
No, I've been watching his videos on YouTube about him.
Okay. So yeah, I haven't caught the full video reveal for that. So I got to do a little bit of research before we get on with him.
I saw he posted. I have not watched it yet, but I have seen the Block investor group that he posted about. It is cool to see. It's a different kind of utility. It reminds me of the Benjamin's group a little bit, but with a different sense of utility, because I'm assuming he's giving what you're talking about, just alpha and investment tips or advice and whatnot, being in that exclusive club or with that project.
It's interesting, right? It's different.
It's different. It's a different take. I like that. Different utility.
He mentioned there, like the Patreon group, like you can pay for a Patreon membership. This is like his version of doing this too.
Exactly. I was going to say, it reminds me of a Patreon, but in different NFT style.
Yeah, he's doing it in his own way, which is cool to see. So it's interesting. Now you got people inside the space that have been content creators that have done some stuff, and now they're getting into their own things as well. And it's like I said, it can go one of two ways, right? It can go really well, or it can go very, very bad. But I think these two guys are, they're big people inside the community. I think they have the best,
well respected, and
and
very transparent about what the project's going to be about. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, they're not hiding behind anything. No. So if they're planning on making something, I don't think there's somebody just to make a project, just to make one. I think they have, some plans to help grow and do their own thing and make it well worth anybody's investment over there. So,
and then also, the amount of information he gives out and stuff to also frame it like, if you enjoyed the channel, you've gotten some help from him, made some money yourself, you want to help support it and see more, it's definitely something reasonable to ask for,
Not only that, you get like the day of or the time of knowledge or inside information scoop or inside scoop instead of waiting for this video to drop on it. But that begs the question, when Freedom 35ers investment group?
F35, we'll have to set something up.
FIG.
No, we talked about this before.
For the figs.
Well, okay, hold on real quick before we knock out the last topic, because this just popped up. You made me think of that. JPG right now, .store is allowed you to now create your own NFTs via their platform.
This goes back to Joseph Miranda. If someone doesn't want to give me my shit, I will copy it, paste it, and make my own NFT of it. Boom, done.
TJ's plagiarizing, dude. He's got derivative artwork. Check his policy ID. So yeah, this is actually new. I just saw this. We were talking about it earlier before we got on about minting your own NFTs and how easy it is. Because I'm pretty sure, can't you do this over on like OpenSea?
Well, actually, that just made me think of it too. People actually have to really check policy IDs now, because that could happen to a lot of projects even out right now. A lot of the blue chicks like a Clay or Kong or something where they copy and paste the picture in there and make it into another NFT.
That happens right now. I mean,
I'm saying though, but I'm saying like
I doubt any. Yeah, but none of these will be verified. If you're shopping and you see it's not verified project, then you're probably
do you ever hit the browse marketplace store and really click on something that's not the collection?
Right. But on the other hand, though, so people that are getting new in the space, let's bring up Aaron Strawn, for example, Cowboys of Crypto, that channel. What if we said, okay, go pick up a Clay, right? And they went and they typed in Clay, and that one just happened to pop up. They didn't pay attention. They just went and impulse bought immediately.
Congratulations. You just learned a very valuable lesson.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though.
Congratulations.
That's what I'm
Welcome
saying.
to NFTs.
Yeah.
That's Cardano Thor.
Always check your policy ID, folks. Always.
Yeah, so that's part of the reason for verified collections. Like, search your thing, and obviously this used to be a way bigger problem back in the day. People definitely got wrecked. Back
I was
in the
there
day.
60 years ago. I remember.
Yeah. I remember 84 years ago.
Every time we say something with years and time, Tommy always does that terrible accent of that fucking movie.
It's been 84 years from Titanic.
Yeah, but you just do it.
84. I don't know where my voice goes.
I don't even think she was British.
Yeah, why is she like an Irish leprechaun?
84 years. She's turned into a ghost. Anyway, she is a ghost now. Anyway.
It is cool they're doing that, though. I'm bringing that just for some people that want to have some fun, too, and get a little creative, put their own things together. I know we have some people in the Discord that do their own little edits sometimes and like to mint some things.
Yeah,
so it's just nice that they're making it so accessible.
So what's it say? They're creating a single NFT will cost you 1 ADA plus 0.2 ADA network fee per NFT. So guys, when F35 NFTs, dude, when are we doing this? We're gonna make a little.
Let's see now how we do that, because you can't do bulk yet, so that's one at a time.
Bulk and large collections. Oh yeah,
and then you wouldn't.
We'll just do it 10,000 times.
How we set like the
10,
policy ID and stuff like that? Is what I'm saying. I saw that's what some projects do. Like then they start minting. They're just like, it's going to take way too long. Sorry guys, like we don't have problems.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting to see when this happens. And then I think we heard some alpha as far as or not alpha. It's been on their page. Is that they're allowing offers to be a thing in auction or bundles, right? Bundles.
That's one thing I did like about CNFT back in the day was the offer thing. That was cool. Unless
you liked when somebody would offer you 8 ADA.
I was gonna say, unless it was like a disrespectful offer with that, right. But it's just I did like that feature.
Yeah, I appreciated the disrespect sometimes.
Well, it's just nice to know, like, you got something up for 500 ADA, and someone maybe not wanting to buy it for 500, but you're willing to sell for 420. You don't have that option now, unless you drop it down.
Exactly.
Or now you can kind of make something happen.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's going to be interesting when all this does start to happen, because that's maybe when you'll see more liquidity and things shift into the market when a lot of these dApps and things come online. Damn, TJ, I don't know if we had that article up for the Vasil Hardfork. That's in the Catalyst event that's happening in June later this month.
I have it. I can send it back to you.
Yeah. Oh, I got it right here. Look at that. Cardania, shout out to them, actually gave a very good little key points update to the Vasil Hardfork. If you're very unaware, like I was, I've heard it multiple times. I know that it's coming. What the hell does that mean? Why is that relevant to what the hell we're doing over in the NFT world?
Literally said that to you last night. What exactly is it? And you're like, I actually read an article about it today.
So the Vasil Hardfork, basically, what someone is summarized in this article over here, and the guy John Woods, director of the architecture for Cardano over at IOHK, is saying that it's going to make apps sing on Cardano. So it's going to be a big improvement over to the dApps and a lot of the things that people are building on Cardano. And it's a major ledger upgrade that will give new tools to dApp developers in the ecosystem, allowing them to build faster and lighter processes on their platforms without sacrificing security.
Well, another thing it's standing out now, it's highlighted the 10% block size increase. I think that's amazing, because we always see a low during that already happened. Oh, it did? It is. That's right. It did. That already happened. Right? But I'm saying, like, that's been helping, though. Transactions have been faster.
Yeah. A lot of that's been moving like a lot quicker. And so this is one of those hard fork events, though. We had a big hard fork event last year when smart contracts went live back on September 12th, I think it was. Yep. So now you have June 29th this month. So end of the month, you have 20 days from now as of this recording. And it's interesting now because this is supposed to help out a lot of the things that dApps are online. We have smart contracts and things are happening. And now making that kind of refining that experience. This is when like the commercial and the buyers start to come in, even from other chains, where they're like, okay, I'm used to being able to click on a website, connect my wallet, and just buy or do something pretty simple. Now this is actually starting to happen and allowing this to happen over on our blockchain. So Cardano's waking up, is what it feels like.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, if you see, like, if you check the market right now, Cardano is trending up, and a lot of them is going down, honestly, or kind of flatlining a bit. And Cardano is going up as of today, Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, it has a lot of these, I don't know, this is all technical talk, the CIP, different things, but in regards to like the UTXO model, which is different from like I forget the name of the model. I'm very, damn it, I had it on me too. Like basically like the count based like model, like I always interested in like what a UTXO, an unspent transaction output is over here, what that actually meant. What that basically means is how Cardano reads versus like Ethereum, and why people have to pay gas, right? Or why, the main way to think about this is for the ledger is that when you spend money over on east side and you have to do a transaction, it reads it more like a credit card, or like I charge it to the account. And then when it comes time to actually spend it, eventually you can charge that and it'll eventually pull the transaction at some point, right? Away from your balance. And people can speed that up and jump past you because the miners be like, oh, this guy paid me more money to process his transaction faster. That's why I can spend more money in gas fees and out jump the guy who may have bought it before me. But I'm technically going to prioritize these different transactions. And that's why gas, it's stupid, right? So think about it like a credit card, where Cardano, the UTXO model, from the way I was reading it, is more like a cash-based system where it's like, okay, I have $10 here and I'm going to give you 5, Tom, and I'm going to give you 5, TJ. Once I give you that 5, I don't have, all right, once I spend that 10 right there and give it to each of you, I have 0 unspent transactions in my account now, and my balance, it reads my balance and scans it that way. For us. So it's a little different on how the model works in regards to that. I'm sure people could probably explain that even way better than what I just did. But I guess they're having improvements to the UTX model and how they interact with dApps, because a lot of the challenges people are having with those dApps has been getting around that UTXO model, because it's different from what people are used to over on the other chains. So that's one of the, but it's a lot, I guess, a lot.
That's what we hear about, how hard it is to work on Cardano.
But in a lot of it is for security reasons, though. Yeah. Just making sure that stuff is done right and efficiently when it is fully online. So if you want, go take a look. Maybe I'll try to link this article if I can remember to do that over into our the video description for this, if you want to take a look at this. But Cardania does have a good
it'll be up in our Discord too. If you guys aren't in our Discord, join our Discord and like this video and subscribe. There's my plug.
There you go. Write it right there. So
and then go follow me on Twitter.
Yeah. So basically, this is a big for developers. Anybody who's looking to get in when this Hardfork does go live, it's going to help dApps significantly improve and become more efficient. If anybody wants to know the little dApps. Too long, didn't read, didn't listen kind of thing, shout out to that. Big events happening with Cardano. Maybe that's why the price is hovering the way that it is. But I'm definitely excited that it's not dropping anymore as much as it did, because that's always fun.
I don't know. I'm obviously not financial advice. I'm just, maybe when the hard fork happens, you're going to see a little bit of a dip, because I think it's pumping right now because of the hard fork. So people might sell when that happens. I don't know. I'm just speculating here.
TJ has no shit. He's just speculating.
I don't know shit, bro. I'm just guessing.
I just hit a little yawn. We're Freedom After Dark officially out here, boys.
Damn, how did that happen?
It always happens.
Damn, I thought we were making good time too.
You know, we record at 10 o'clock. Now it's 12 o'clock. It's Thursday.
We're supposed to start recording at like 8:30. So
yeah, but we need to put the topics together, you know.
Then I get on and you're going through Yummy's Twitter, liking everything on their page.
I bought a Mallard order before afterwards. Like,
you did.
I was hating on me liking stuff. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, come on. I'm just gonna give him a little.
Just liking every single thing on the Twitter or the Yummi page.
The Twitty
page, yeah.
I had to catch up. I had a long
There's Freedom After Dark, all right?
It's always Freedom After Dark. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Made it through another episode out here. We got a couple more of these before, like you said, we hit 35. So that's going to be an exciting time for us. It's been crazy that we're even getting to this point and that we've been doing it this long. Man, I love the live streams, man. The live streams are always fun.
Yeah, they're a great time. The interaction with chat has been awesome. Shout out to the chat. You know who you are.
Shout out to everybody's support too. That's been amazing to see, like how many people showed up. We held like for the most part like 20 concurrent plus like viewers the entire stream for almost 3 hours on Monday.
That was good.
So that was fun to hang out with everybody and just, you know, everybody interacting in chat. That's what makes it for us. I think what we originally envisioned for a lot of this stuff was just like be able to chat with the people as we get online, and whether it was streaming games or just sitting around talking and chilling. It's starting to kind of happen. And then Mike, we talked about multiple times when video games or games on Cardano or just NFTs actually get going, like how cool that'll be to stream that shit.
I thought you were gonna
freaking Cornucopias.
I thought you were gonna freaking say like, "Oh, we're gonna do game nights here soon." Because how many times I heard that?
No, I want to run a poll on the Discord. I got a couple games we could put in there. See if people might actually like care, even about seeing, or if it's probably just be the three of us, hanging out.
Like, hey, who wants to
myself?
Chill?
Like, we got one viewer. It's
I don't know if you were on, Tom. I was saying we should get on the community hangout voice channel more.
Yeah.
We need
to do that.
In there.
Well, that was like a suggestion for people. We've had a lot of different things that we've been meaning to do. And I think that'll be part of that week. We're trying to get a lot of stuff updated, maybe by that 35 week. We'll have some announcements to set up and just have a little more fun, improve the Discord. We've launched it. We've been out for a few months, had a bunch of people in. We didn't officially announce it, but our 35ers are filled out the role. We have all for OGs.
We should make an announcement about that.
We will. I figure we would do it when we have more to share with that. Like, I think I don't know how, we've got a lot of different options on where we can go with that, but
there's some other roles and there are things we were talking about that we're going to,
you don't know about that yet, but yeah, that's definitely some sneaks that we're trying to work in with you guys, because we appreciate everybody. We want to continue to grow this community outside of it just being the podcast, because we can sit here and talk all week and have fun with this, but eventually we want to reach a bigger audience and continue to.
We just sometimes get sick of talking with just each other,
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like I know this guy knows what I'm talking about.
This guy knows what I'm talking. No further questions.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, no, I was actually looking at Discord. I think Tal just bought some chilled cons, possibly. He's showing them off. He's flexing.
Did he?
I told him,
bitch.
Dude, I love that last one a lot.
I haven't pulled it up because my Discord will break.
The first one a lot.
The
second one is super. Well, the first one is the devil with the horns.
I can't believe I sold two of those.
Shirt, and then the high eyes. The second one also is very clean. It's naked.
Them. Piss off! I should have freaking minted it, dude. I'm pissed still.
TJ, you could have bought it at 300.
I could have, and you told me not to buy it then too.
What's the moral story? Don't listen to me.
Yeah, exactly. I should stop making you my financial advisor.
That's all right. Look at TJ. He's done. He's done texting. All right, guys. Well,
I'm not texting. I'm checking the baby monitor.
He's texting, dude. Well, if you made it this far, we appreciate it. It's been Freedom After Dark in another week that we've been out here. And what are we doing next week? We got a live stream on Monday with Block is Hot.
Possible, and then a couple more till 35.
And then a couple more. Well, next week will be OG 35 week. Maybe we'll do something for the OGs.
That'd be smart. There we go. Now we're talking.
Now, hey, look at that. A little bit of early alpha. If you're still listening over there, we appreciate it.
If we can't come up with some, I'll just cut this part, out of this.
It's fine.
We'll just end
this. If you've hit this timestamp right now, because I will make sure I have timestamped this, please make sure to like and subscribe to the video.
I already said that.
Yeah, but this was the official announcement for like.
I already said it.
Okay, this is the second time. Tom, do you want to say it?
No, I'm gonna stick with TJ. So if yours is the official, his is like the cool underground one. Yours is like the.
So if you liked and subscribed on TJ's time when you actually came across that, write a little T in the chat somewhere.
If you liked and subscribe on TJ's one, don't listen to Tommy because that'll actually unlike and unsubscribe if you click it again.
Then
Tommy's
unlike and resubscribe
up here.
Big brain,
little brain. Brain.